Dan Soder's on today, and Dan Soder is a young man who has been kicking it in there for a while and uh, tight with all the comedy greats. And maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't, but it's time you have if you haven't.
HBO special, a Comedy Central special. He's part of the Netflix stand-up comedian special. He did 30 minutes there, and the self-produced special. And so he's been around, and it was fun to hang out with him. His stand-up is great, and he has a great ear, and he delights us with some of his off-kilter impressions and tells us his story.
It's kind of funny because, his YouTube special, he threw it on there about a year ago, has 3 million views. That's like a good trick, and 3 million is very hard to come by. People just throw numbers around, but it's hard to get that much. And a lot of comments about it. They liked it, and that's a good calling card. He's going to start doing theaters. And he's announcing that pretty soon. So look for that. And, he's buddies with Shane. He talks about all these guys, Nate, all the ones we always talk about. And good dude. So I'm excited. We had a lot of laughs with him. He does a few impressions. He's not really an impressionist, but he's better at most impressions than an impressionist.
He's like Eddie Murphy or something. He just does his regular stand-up is great, but he does this really some cool.
Chappelle
is pretty
probably the best one.
Yeah, that's awesome. So super talented, nice guy. And a lot of these famous comedians are his good buddies who open for him. Yeah. So now it's Dan's turn.
Yeah. So here he is. Check it out. Dan Soder.
Dan, when you sleep, can you have the bedroom door open or unlocked?
No.
Or do you lock yourself in?
I lock myself in. Okay. I shut it in.
Oh, yeah.
I barricade.
Have you ever thought there was an intruder in your house actively?
One time, when I used to live in Queens, I had, in the first 2 weeks I lived there, the guy broke in we lived on the first floor on a very busy street. A guy broke in through the back by pushing in the window and stole everything. And then my landlord, Anthony, put up bars on the inside of our window. And we were like, why wouldn't you just put it on the outside? He's like, nah, Dan, that's not how that works. We're going to put them up on the inside. So then my roommate just had bars on the inside.
Oh, it might hurt property value. So he doesn't want it to look like a prison.
Yeah. It's more for function, not for to look good.
Have you ever had an active shooter in your house?
No, but I am from Colorado. So
okay.
I mean, that is
right. You're from Aurora.
Yeah. I'm from
all your buddies are in that gang now.
Yeah, everyone's Venezuelan. Everyone's a school shooter. There's a lot going on in Aurora.
Dude, is it when you step foot in Aurora, right over the county line, it starts shooting, or is it you have to get in?
Once you have to get registered as school, and then
I'd like to go to.
Hi, is there any seats available in the public?
Oh, that was good. Let's go back and forth with laying down machine gun fire because these sound effects. Anyway, it's a toddler town. Where do you live now? Active shooters are funny,
but we'll put a pin in that.
Come back to that one. I live in New York.
Oh, I will tell you, Dan, quickly. I lock the door. I lock the door when I take a shower because I had a break-in once. But yeah, I don't like to sleep with the door open. I put a big bolt on it because I'm scared.
Now, David.
Yes.
Aren't you worried about locking the door in the shower? Or what if there's an accident in the shower?
Well, I'm glad you brought this up. 4 out of 5 times I'm in the shower, there's an accident. No, actually, when I'm on the road, and you know how people put the little bar over the lock, so it's like a hook lock, and you see TikToks where people go, I bring these 9 things to lock my block, the little hole, I put this, I put a chair against it. I'm not that crazy, but I will say that when I do that lock, I always feel like, what if something happens inside and they need to come get me and they can't get in?
You can't get out.
Yeah. They're just going to take the door completely
right.
off.
Is that real? Is that a real thought? I mean, I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks that's crazy?
Let me ask a neurotic question. When you get into the shower, is that it? Neurotic. You get into the shower. Do you ever wonder as you're turning on the water, gee, I wonder if there'll be some seismic activity while I'm in here. Does that go through your mind?
Not for me because I'm not in California. I think that's a very Californian way of thinking. You guys have fault line. You guys have fault line brains.
Yeah.
And we worry about buildings crumbling. So I wonder if I'm in the building.
Do you ever think an airplane's going to come into your
shower? Ours comes from terra firma. Yours comes from the sky. You don't. Yeah, but things fall down in both cities.
I'm worried about Delta 126 coming into my shower as I'm taking it.
Yeah, you got you.
I don't have to worry about the Earth swallowing me like you two do.
I'm even worried about the hologram airplanes. If those are real, I don't want those hitting my shower either. Whichever.
I got that Pro Plus in my hair while a 7.6 comes in here.
That's why I got Perp Plus.
Yes.
It's combo.
Toddling.
I don't want. Oh, don't you better not go off on a rant here, Dennis.
Yeah.
Christ's sakes, Dan Soder. All right, these kids coming up pretty strong. Got a couple of specials out there. Good friend of all those. That posse. That's the new Rat Pack. These cats out there. Okay.
You sound like Rodney. Do you do Rodney?
Oh yeah, I like to do. My new one is Ben Rodney as a mass shooter, where he's like, "Hey, they're all gonna pay. I'm telling you. You guys don't want to be friends with me. Well, now you're not gonna have a school to go to."
See, I love that more than anything because I love the idea. You saw Rodney, and then you thought, "What's the best scenario?" And then you did it.
And you go, "What's worse than that one?"
The language of Rodney, like that's what's so funny. It's exactly if he was that guy, how he would say it.
The one I used to do a lot was woke Rodney, where he would be like, you know who doesn't get any respect is women of color. I'm telling you. If they say that gender's fluid, well, then I'm in love with a puddle. I'm telling you, I'm a white man. I get all the respect.
And Dan is actually touching his chest.
Yeah, he's doing Rodney stuff. Don't worry.
He's doing Rodney stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what Andrew said last week. Andrew Schultz, you said that impressions are coming back. And then I was looking around and, obviously Shane does his cadre, but you're you do a lot of voices, but you don't, I know, is that a word?
Yeah.
But you don't lean on it. Your stand-up is just regular stand-up. It's great. And then you have these impressions. It's kind of cool. It's like a secret weapon.
Well, I would honestly, it's weird to like be talking to both of you and not acknowledge how important both of your guys' HBO specials were in my life, specifically Critics' Choice and Take the Hit. Two of the reasons I do comedy. My family's from the Bay Area, so anyone from the Bay Area was like a demigod in the house.
San Carlos. Where'd you grow up?
I know. My father lived in my dad's from the East Bay, but my parents got divorced when I was young, and I would go live in Marin with him. He lived in Greenbrae and Mill Valley. Worked at a liquor store in Mill Valley called Dan's Liquors.
Been there. Have a house in Mill Valley.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is I thought he was working there because he loved me, but it was because he was an alcoholic. So that kind of feels like a Norm joke where it's like, I thought he loved me, but it turned out he was a raging alcoholic.
I know, it's the way he would just slowly go. Yeah, the guy thought he was a real good friend, right? We're talking about the game and everything, like the Giants could have won and everything. And I realized he's only talking to me because he's a raging alcoholic.
Exactly. All right? I'll just randomly do that now because I'm obviously a big Norm fan. But yeah, just explaining my father's drinking problem. It's because he had a raging drinking problem. Yeah, it was.
Right. He hits it. It's just the Normism. But I used to do him as it never got a laugh. I would do Norm as an alarm clock.
Great.
Hey, wake up. There's a crack whore and a midget in your bed. Because I heard him say crack whore and midget. He did it like 45 times on Conan. And I was just, 45. When he would just work a phrase you're not supposed to say over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
So
him on Conan, and then David, I went to college in Tucson. So I spent time in Arizona in a very uncomfortable way.
Right.
And there was a moment when I was in college when I was getting high with a guy and he did the let my tarantula crawl on you.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't for shake. It was for a legit bong hit.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I was trying to explain your joke to him while a spider crawled. I go, you have to watch this special because he does this as a giant. It's
I
this
love it,
fucking
man.
bug crawling up me. But that was like, yeah, those two specials, especially like when you're young and you watch, I grew up with like cable. I was like the first cable generation.
And there weren't
So you
many
could
on,
watch-
so you could kind of watch them and know them. Yeah,
Just watch them over and over and over.
It wasn't
again.
mandatory now as it is. No.
Yeah, it wasn't in your face. It wasn't like,
you weren't trying to
TikTok
dodge
clips.
them.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you would find it and you would almost be like, I feel like, I wonder if musicians go through that with TikTok and stuff where it's all in your face now, where it used to be fun to probably go to a record store and like dig around the way it was to like tape HBO specials and then watch them and be like, oh, these are awesome.
Everything was
thank you very
slow and
much.
everything counted. Now it's just a billion pieces coming at you. But who's your tightest friend comedian?
Yeah.
Is it Shane or a bunch of these guys?
Shane and I'm real tight with Shane. Nate Bargatze and I have known each other.
How's he doing?
He's doing fantastic. He's selling out the moon.
He still have that. I think Nate's probably got those machines now where you count the money like in Scarface.
That's all you hear when you call him.
When you walk in, coming.
And he goes, "Hey man, sorry, I'm gonna need to get a different room because this one's filled with money." And you're like, "Oh,
It's
cool,
topless
mate."
girls counting money, but no cocaine. Just
Yeah, they got
money.
the face mask on. He's just a germ guy.
Sick. The kid's selling out so many tickets. He's playing the state of Nebraska. Okay.
It always makes me think of this line from a Bill Hicks album where he goes, "I can't sell out a comedy club and they're draining the ocean to build bleachers for Carrot Top."
Draining the ocean.
That's a good line.
That's so
It's
true.
it was such a good line that I always think about that with like Nate and my friends like Schultz and Shane and all these guys doing arenas. And I'm like, I'm at a Funny Bone in Short Pump, Virginia. these guys are like, yeah, the King of England came and watched me do a set.
Uncle
What's it like to hear that?
Chuckle
You got a friend playing clubs, and then it seems it happens really fast these days. Where first it's maybe a big theater. Whoa,
Yeah.
dude, 3,000, and then it's sort of an arena, like a 15 or 20, or
It's what I like about it is I think stand-up comics specifically, it's always in the rock bios that they get like carried away with it and they're like, well, we owe this. This is what we're owed. Comics, I think in general are just like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Like Shane, I'm opening for Shane in he's doing arena shows in Cleveland and DC. And I did a couple with him a couple weeks ago, and he jokingly walked up to me and he goes, "I just wanted to headline a Thursday at Helium in Philly."
No
He's
shit.
Like, got out of control.
That's how it starts. If you can
And
fill
then
up
it's
a
just-
week, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's awesome, man. I'm very happy for all those guys that are doing just, I never thought stand-up would be as big as, hair metal.
Yeah. Do you think it's? I mean, I think those stadiums are the bigger gigs. If I'm in them, I'm not really filling them, but when I do them, it's with other people. It's a different sort of pace. It's a different sort of everything, and I sort of miss just my type of jokes are a little. And plus, I'm kind of quiet, and maybe I mumble. I don't know, but it's better for a little smaller area. Yeah. But when I go on tour, it's not that big. But I saw a picture on Shane's Instagram of which is depressing. Of it's like a slide of places filled, arenas, and I think I'm like watching a UFC fight, and I see Dinky Shane in the middle. I go, oh, it's just stand up. But it feels like sometimes when I'm up there, I feel like my energy isn't enough to match how much is in the room, and it's very odd.
Well, that's why Nate is such an outlier there.
Yeah,
he plays it so intimate.
I mean,
so what's his secret? I mean, what is he doing that's so amazing?
His jokes are he's just so good at
quality
stand-up.
jokes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When we were coming up, I always called him the Basset Hound of comedy. He just seemed like a guy. Yeah. Oh, he was a big fan of that. He definitely.
He did have a bit of a glow.
What was the
up.
idea behind it?
Yeah, I miss old Fat Nate, dude. I want.
Yeah, where's Fatty?
Where's Fat Nate?
He used to look like Jared from Subway.
Fat Nate should be a cartoon on Netflix.
I would 100% watch that.
Old Fat Nate.
Nate used to look like a guy that fixed like Ferris wheels, and now he looks like the CEO of a blood company. Where you're like, I don't even know what this. You're wearing space pants. It was wild.
Yeah, he's something.
I see
Yeah,
clips, but there's less clips now, I think, which is smart because I think the market was flooded.
Yeah.
There's Theo clips, there's Nate clips, and there's almost
Shane clips.
Shane clips.
Shane clips are everywhere.
I see more
But
Shane as Trump clips.
Yeah, his Trump is perfect.
Yeah.
His Trump is.
It's a secret weapon.
Dana, when you rate other people's like
when you go up to your chart and you put the rating,
when you do the rating, who has been your, because Baldwin obviously was the classical pick by SNL, but I would argue that Shane does the perfect Trump.
Well, I would say I go by funniness more than accuracy.
Yeah.
For my personal taste, I think that James Austin Johnson is like jazz with it. He's got so many hooks and so much. It's almost an overrunning thing. Shane, first of all, he's a little doughy like Trump, so he kind of can be Trump.
He's big. He's tall.
Clip that's going to get him to punch a wall.
And when you see, well, he's not Trump, but what am I going to play Trump at 145 pounds? But he makes me laugh the most when he does it. So that's why I go by.
Well, he goes a little more racy. He does more stuff that's a little like when it's on Kill Tony or something.
Edgier. I think Tyler Fisher's has some hooks that are really, really great as well. Really some interesting hooks.
I think Shane's speed dating on Gillian Keeves, his sketch show, when he does Trump, Spade, you're right. He like nails the dirtiness of it that Trump kind of has. So it's kind of funny to be
kind
like,
of thinks and doesn't quite get there, but he's close.
Yeah,
he's close. He said a lot.
He is. Trump knows he's like a comedian, and he goes for laughs. Like, I saw him at a thing the other day. He's doing a press conference. The guy goes, "We're Republicans for gays." He's like, "You don't look gay."
Yeah,
and everyone laughs. He's like, ha. Go ahead. What was the question? And everyone's like, everyone's fine with it. Like, who says that? Obama never said that to anyone.
That would be funny. He goes, you don't look gay. Just Obama right. Like, you're not gay. You don't look gay.
That's very Shane. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do Trump woke. That's my only.
I like that.
If he was woke, how would it sound in his language? We're going to take care of trans women. We're going to take care of them. What's happening to them is, quite frankly, a disgrace. They ought to be able to compete with the girls. I don't care if they're 6'3" with flippers for hands and feet. You got to put them in the pool.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do with a voice is to completely take it out of context and make it applicable. That was, I screen tested twice for SNL. Didn't get it.
We'd like to hear about that. I don't want you to go through your voices.
You guys wanted to hear about the failure.
Well, after seeing your stuff today and seeing you on Billions, realizing you're an actor, you could play the game show guy, you could play the dad, you could do all that. And then you also have all these really cool takes and impressions. So what happened? You should still be on that show.
I got too nervous. I got way too nervous when I auditioned. My agent told me to do characters and voices, even though I was doing.
It's not all you do.
Yeah. And I was like, well, why don't I do stand up and then I can do a couple like impressions at the end? And they were like, no, they want you to do all characters and impressions. And I was like, okay, great. And the first one went well, but then, you get the call to come to 30 Rock and go to 8H, and it's like it as a fan, as like a lifelong SNL fan, it's very intimidating.
Oh yeah.
And it also it was for season 40. It was before season 40, and I wasn't planning on ever auditioning for SNL. I just loved it. I just loved it as a fan. And then I was writing a cartoon for Comedy Central with Brian Tucker, who at the time was the head writer, and he was like, you should audition, man. And I was like, I don't know. And then I did. And I got to do the screen test, and it got in my head. I just got like, I wish I could have redone that, because I think if I would have been more relaxed, I would have done a lot. I mean, I watch Dana, I've watched your audition tape over 100 times because of YouTube. You get to watch Phil Hartman's.
Oh, wow.
You can go find all of them.
Crazy they have those.
Yeah, and they're just floating around.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
And I think that did me, I used to open for Colin Quinn, and Colin would always go, he'd go, that's the problem with your generation. You guys know every damn thing that happened in comedy. You can't even be surprised with anything. So, and I was always like, I don't know if I believe that. And then now I'm like, oh, he was absolutely right. It was like the weight of knowing too much.
For sure. I wouldn't know of anyone's audition. You just hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've heard that story a few times from different people. I think Kyle Dunnigan told a story of just feeling remorse, but you know, I got to do stand up in front of Lorne Michaels in a club
with a good crowd,
packed club with a good audience, and got to do 40 minutes.
Shit, yeah.
Before I had to go do the kind of 8H, but it was actually in Burbank, and Jim Carrey was on that audition too.
Was he really?
Yeah, putting his foot behind his head, and I thought, well, they got to hire this guy. You know,
put his balls in his mouth. I mean, it was tough. It was a tough
that's before he auditioned.
I don't even know how. That was in the green room.
Lauren's like, I don't know who the impression is,
but
it's funny. That was on the way in.
I've never seen balls in a mouth in person.
It's just funny. I doesn't need
something of like testicles in an orifice is always good. I mean,
well, 30
Eric
Rock.
Idle and I used to talk about it with Chevy and Danny and Billy and Paul and Marty.
Can I tell you guys a character I've been doing on the road? And this is so. A lot of comics are very rich right now, and they suck. They're not good at stand up. And so I've been doing this character that is an African shaman that I pay to tell people the truth. So he just goes up to him and he goes,
I love the
I do not like your comedy. I do not think you are funny. I do not think you have punchlines. You are just saying bad words. You are not funny.
And then they go like, oh,
great.
They go, oh, fuck, man, that kind of hurts. And then it like catches on in comedy where like, you know, people are buying. So you're at the cellar and there's like 4 shaman walking around being like,
I think that you do bad jokes. I do not like you.
And then they're like, oh. And then the punchline that I had with my opener was that it gets back to Lauren and he's like, Dana had a shaman in '89. And, it really split the cast. He was pretty mean to a couple of the feature players.
Yeah, for sure.
That is
Lauren is like, David, the shaman wants to see you.
Yeah, David, Adam got a shaman. He wants to talk to you.
With me, he'd go, why are you gay?
You do like the boys, but
he sounds like why are you gay guy?
Yeah, that's the whole. That's where I got that impression
That
from.
guy's funny. Welcome to the show.
Funny.
Why are you gay?
Why?
I think you go with that.
Auditioning?
Keep going with that, man. That is really funny. And get really specific with maybe the cliches of stand-up. Like he gets into another 7-Eleven joke we do not need. You know,
why are you canceling is not a thing. I fought in the Sudanese Civil War.
I do not worry about being canceled.
Sudanese.
I cut a bitch is not a punchline.
You can the audience answering for you is not a punchline.
It just shock value.
You are making. Why do you make them do the work?
It is.
And then he's like, he gets really out of date. You know, Jerry Lewis is who you should be doing.
He's like, hey, I had a shaman come up to me and tell me the Dr. Boobots thing.
That's great.
But so the SNL thing, it literally was like before Dave, the director's name was Dave
Wilson. Davey Wilson.
He was cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he
was great.
He goes, hey man, I had like, you know, my cowboy hat and like other things that I was gonna put
wagon
on
full of shit.
Like
where do I put my wagon?
Excuse me, I have my little streamers and poppers.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, hey man, just have fun or whatever. And then I remember, this is the moment I remember where I tightened up, is I stepped onto 8H and I went like, man, fucking Farley, Phil Hartman, Belushi, Murray, Carvey,
too much.
It just was like, just the weight was just like pressing me down. And then I just don't feel like I did like, the first year, I think I had like better voices and stuff. The second year is the one I broke Lauren in the room. And that was, even though I didn't get it, I was like, I like that. Because I
what did you do? What made Lauren break?
I did Winnie the Pooh Addicted to Honey, where he was like, I don't know if you've ever woken up at a truck stop in just a red t-shirt, being a man named Jimbo's lot lizard for a couple pots of honey. And I just heard him go bah, like that.
Lot
And I was
lizard.
like, yeah.
I
think
love it.
lot
That's a
lizard
good Winnie
got
the
him.
Pooh. I've never heard anybody do Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. And
I know. A lot of people do Eeyore.
Adam
He's
Egan
clearly
sounds like Eeyore.
depressed.
yeah, he's like, well, I gotta book another.
Yeah. I don't know. You can
Well,
comment if you want.
Joe's mad at me. He took my tail again.
Tim Dillon missed his flight. I gotta go tell him.
Tim Dillon.
Shane's got another friend I have to watch.
How many comps do they get? Is there a number?
Yeah.
Shit, but when you go in there, how many people? Because first of all, someone goes in there before you audition and with a hose and sucks all the fun out of the room. It's like the most grossest time to walk. You go, oh.
It's funny because all the stand-ups were pacing. Me, Andrew Santino, and Pete Davidson.
Oh, they were all.
Like,
you guys are all doing it. Oh my God.
we were all pacing, and all the improv actors were just comfortably in the green room, like going over their lines, and then you're just hearing people kill.
Oh,
you're
that's
like hearing
gross.
people
The worst.
just murder, and then you're like, and then when you're up there, you're like, I don't think mine got that big of a laugh, but then. It was, I knew a couple of the bits. And what's funny is I wrote Michael Che. That was the year Michael Che was coming back from Daily Show to go do Weekend Update. That was like his first year on Weekend Update.
Mm-hmm.
And we're buddies. And he was like, well, why don't I come over and go through your audition, just to like give you notes or whatever and help. And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So I was like confident in a couple of the characters. I just don't think I performed confidently, or I just don't think I relaxed. I think if I would have relaxed, I would have done a lot better.
You know what? Che helps because if you're on the inside, like when I was writing sketches starting out, of course, you don't even know how to write a sketch. You just got the audition, and I was like a pretty good middle. So I'm not even a headliner. I mean, and then they go, here's a pad, right? And then if you have someone on the inside, just walk you through, because after a while, I think what I write is funny. And after a few weeks, you can see something stand out at read through. You go, oh, this wouldn't work. You can just read it ahead of time and go, this room is not going to buy it. And you don't know that when you're auditioning. And so if someone can go, I can't explain why. I just know this is the kind of thing that's going to set off a red flag. And that does help. Yeah.
Because he was really, I had like a couple different characters, and one character, he's like, you should do that one. Was I did the honest 1950s Alabama football recruiter. Where he went, I was like, I had like one of those straw hats. My friend, you are one of the fastest men I've ever seen on the ground, and you are going to need those legs off campus. They are not happy about us recruiting a black man. And it was just like, and Jay thought it was hilarious. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. Because there were a couple where I was like, I don't know. I did Sam Elliott used to do these Coors commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in 2014, so this is like pretty much before the trans thing became mainstream. But he would do these Coors beer commercials, and I grew up in, my mom raised me in Aurora, Colorado, and in Colorado there was a place called Trinidad, Colorado, where they used to perform the sex change operations. Like everyone in Colorado knew it was like, oh, you go to Trinidad to have a sex change.
Was it bigger there than the rest of the country? So it was you're more aware
and
of it?
But I tried to explain it in the setup of like everyone who grew up in Colorado knew if you were going to Trinidad, it was for a sex change operation.
Like Turkey for a hair transplant.
Exactly. Or like Brazil for a butt lift. Yeah. It was just like, they knew it. And then I did Sam Elliott doing a commercial for Trinidad, Colorado, where it was like, if you were born with the wrong parts, well, there's a place in Colorado that can take your Audi and turn it into an innie. I'm talking about Trinidad, Colorado, lopping off. And I think it might have been too.
But what? Maybe it was the 8-minute setup.
Maybe you didn't need to read a whole epilogue.
You've got a chart. Yeah. Here's a map of the U.S.
You could see in 1988, it's spiked.
Yeah. Sam Elliott talks about where to go to get a sex change operation.
There it is. You know what? I probably should have I would have loved to have gotten notes from you guys before I did it.
Well, one thing I could tell you is that then later on, there's people in a room, and there's a lot of great things being said about a lot of people, and probably for sure you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going, the cards are going in and out.
All you need is one person doesn't like you and you can kill you. Like, you know what I mean?
don't
It's
know.
so crazy.
And also, he likes to cast like, if you didn't get it, who was close to you, or
Yeah.
they already have a you.
Like we have a Phil
know?
Hartman. That's when they had like maybe Michael McKean came, and they're thinking about more than what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? They're just not
For
just
sure.
funny. They're going, we don't have a Jan Hooks, who would be someone that's versatile, female, cute, you know, that kind of stuff.
The thing I was told was it was the year after Sudeikis left, and they were like, we need a kind of an older white dude who can play a dad, who can play a teacher.
Good looking, yeah.
Be kind of hulking if he needed to
be.
And
so I think that's why I got far, because, you know, it was nice, like Spade, what you said about having someone that's like kind of on the inside that can tell you, because Brian Tucker, I was his guy, you know, like, and he's the head writer. I think I was like privy to the process more than anyone else that was going through it, because Brian was like, they like you, you're in like the top 5. I don't know if you're going to meet Lorne. You might get a call, be prepared for a call at any moment. Then I didn't get that call. And then he kind of, you know, Tucker was there to be like, I think they're going to go with Pete Davidson. And Pete was my opener. Like Pete was like opening for me. He had been featuring me for me on the road. I've known Pete since he was like 15. And so it was funny listening to him be like, I don't even know if I want it. You know, like I would talk to him on the phone. And he'd be like, I don't think I'm going to get it. Do you think I'm gonna get it? And then he got it, and he was like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it. And you're like,
he's like, great.
Yeah.
So if you said there was it 3 auditioning, just 3 dudes, and then 1 got it?
No, it was like 16, 17 of us.
Oh, how many got it? Who else, Pete?
1. It was just Pete.
Oh, wow.
So that's such a different choice that you can't
no
take
women.
that personal.
And Michael, no women. And Michael Che had the funniest, you know, because we're still good buddies. And like, it fucked me up because, you know, I took it as I wasn't funny. I know everything you're saying now makes sense, that they're casting what they're looking for. But when you go and you do it, you just go like, but if I would have been funnier, I would have got it. Like, that's what I kept thinking. And then Che goes, no, man, Pete's cool. You're like an older white dude. He's like, Pete's like 19. His dad died in 9/11. I was like, yeah, that's a way better story.
Yeah, you blew it.
I blew it. My dad died next to a lake outside of Ukiah.
That's not very hooky. Well, that is tough. I agree that he does like someone, you know, he's got Marcelo now. So it's like young, cool, good looking dude. And there's just, he wants one of everything, I think.
And here's the thing about Lorne. He's right. Like, look, Pete blew up and Marcelo's like incredible. Right. So it's like, he knows what he wants. It's his show. It's also why it's been around.
Right. Then you get girls watching, and you know he's got to cover all the bases. But to say you lost is like going to the Olympics and going, they liked me, but I got 11th.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Where they were like, "Oh, but you auditioned." It's like, cool. I'm not going to wear my Team USA jacket when I didn't. I
got close. Yeah, you got to the Olympics. That's what you did. You got to the end, and you just. That's the hard part is that you can't help. Yeah. Mostly comics are insecure anyway. So going into that room. From me to you to Dana, you're just going, why would I be here? This is not even what I even thought about. Like, and do I deserve it? Am I good enough? And if I'm not, that makes more sense in a weird way.
It really, you know, I think it made me focus on stand-up, which I appreciate a lot. And it was a thing where, you know, I'm a alcoholic. Like, I've been sober for 12 years.
Yeah, let's look at a clip. And you passed out in your Winnie the Pooh shirt.
It's just me crying on a subway.
Notes from Shane. Bring up alcoholism.
Yeah, Shane's so mad because I quit drinking before I met Shane, and Shane is like, "I just want to get you out there one more night." And you're like, "Brother,
just do a few reps."
So how does that relate to that night?
I just feel like if I would have got SNL, it would have been a situation that I probably would have drank in. That I think I would have gone. It's such a high pressure.
Yeah,
it's fun, high pressure. Yeah. It's cool. It's like everything that I would have been like. Well, let me just have a drink. Whatever.
You would deserve it.
Yeah, I would go like, I'm hanging out with Bono from U2. Why don't I have a beer?
And you're at the after party, and everyone's like, "Don't be a pussy."
Yeah, and then they're like, "You took the Edge's hat, and now U2 hates."
Remember when you wore the Edge's hat, and he was so fucking mad? And you're like, "I did."
Marcelo has hired me to tell you you can no longer drink at the after party. You are a problem.
That character can go anywhere. It is interesting though. I would almost want to be there and just see, because if you're watching open micers and stuff, for yourself if the room is dead or if you're following someone really blue and you got to deal with that energy. But what was the energy the 3-4 before you? Because I'm sure on a given night, because I've seen your stuff, you're out there and you're going, right now, the vibe is I'm the best guy doing stand-up on planet Earth right now. I mean, there is that vibe can happen to any really great stand-up. And so I'd have to go back and see what it was in that moment. And it's probably nothing to do with you,
I snuck in like 2 before me just to see what the energy was like. And when you walk in, through the back, like the main entrance of 8H, and I like peek around and it was like, I forget who it was, just like throwing confetti and being like,
oh my God,
the little fucking piggy. And I was like,
Rip Taylor.
Yeah, it's like Rip Taylor.
That's
like
someone going on and auditioning, you're saying?
I'm saying at 8H, like I saw like a
props and stuff.
Props,
oh my
and we were just
God.
like, oh fuck.
Wrong.
And then I also I mean, I really should have just fought to do stand-up and impressions at the end, because I think I would have just gone out and been like, they would have gotten a better idea.
Gotten to know you. Yeah. And also, if someone had just not told you we're going to audition and you were just walking down the street, can you go up there in 2 minutes? That probably with no prep.
That's exactly.
You can do a set 3 days later. I've done sets like that where I bomb, and 3 days later I'm at some club doing great, and I'm like, what's the difference? Why is this working?
You're people in a room. Now you're people in a room.
Yeah.
Why was that so painful?
How many were there? I never know how many come to watch.
I don't in the back, I could only see, they like stay out of the light.
Gross.
Like, I know, they just vampire you. But
it's like all that jazz. They're like, next. They're like, should I start?
Hello?
Yeah. It's like Roy Schneider.
I think that's what happened to Kyle Dunnigan. He walked out and the guy goes, whatever you do, don't do it until they say 3, 2, 1. And then he went out and Lauren goes, are you going to go? And he goes, no, this guy said, and then he goes, 3, 2, 1. And he goes, and he's immediately off on the wrong foot.
Didn't someone go out there and then they had taken a break and didn't tell him, and then there was no one out there, and he had to restart. It's like going to the electric chair, and everyone's at lunch. You're not going to go to the electric chair in an hour.
Some guy fixing the bleachers goes like, hey, that's a pretty good Woody Harrelson.
I liked it.
Excuse me?
When they come back, they're going to like it. Oh, you're not here?
Like excuse me, sir? Like trying to get out of the light.
Pitch black cabaret style.
I know.
Yeah,
getting your lavalier mic on and talking to you.
Oh,
yeah,
It was one of those things where immediately when I left, I was like, I could do that. I could have done that so much better.
Sickening feeling.
I could have done that so much better. And it is like, and then the next year, I like kind of knew I didn't do any of the preliminary auditions. They just called me the week of screen tests, and they were like,
"That's at least nice." Yeah.
Well, that's very complimentary. I mean, obviously, they were on you were on their radar. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they were like, "You can you do I think they wanted someone that could do a Jeb Bush. They wanted someone that could do.
I can do Jed Clampett.
Yeah, but it was a thing where I was like,
nothing there.
I was like,
Jeb Bush is tough.
Yeah, I was like, I could try. And they were like, and then just bring 3 new voices. And that's when I did Winnie the Pooh and I think a couple other ones. And they were like, okay. And then they were pretty quick back to me like, nah, not this year. But it was nice.
Pete got it
nice
again.
Yeah, Pete goes, you can get it twice. You can get it twice in the back-to-back years.
He quit and then they hired him back. They go, we didn't see anybody good.
The funniest was, talking about how insecure comics are and how, something like that is, even though it is like a cool thing, it's still a loss. The season premiere of SNL 40, which by the way, I think they did take one of my things in which you signed the contract. So I'm not like mad about it. But one of the things I did, one of the sketches I did was Jason Statham's edible arrangements, where I was like, if you're proud of your family, send them a bouquet, but not of flowers, but of fruit made of fists. How about you kick them with some cantaloupe with Jason Statham's edible arrangements? And then one of the sketches that they cut was Jason Statham's That was like that episode. And I was like,
Oh, right after your audition.
Whoops.
That's a little too close to the bone there. That's
but that's also, in all fairness, and people love to leave this part out whenever they tell about sketches. You sign a contract going like, hey, I'm giving you these ideas. Like when you audition, there is a contract that's like, whatever they see, if they like it, it's going to be theirs. And I completely understood that. So I wasn't mad about that.
Well, it says in the contract, we will not hire you, but we do love these ideas.
But good joke.
Yeah.
But the first SNL 40 premiere, I was at the Stand here in New York at their old location. And I was doing the 8 to 10 in the midnight. And I was very excited to watch Che on Weekend Update because, I've known him since we were doing open mics together. And 8 and 10 o'clock show were great. Midnight show, I bombed so hard. I had like flop sweat. Like it was through both shirts I was wearing. And I went first on the show and just absolutely fucking bombed. And then I go upstairs to where the restaurant is at the Stand, and they have it. SNL's on all the screens. And it's Che on Weekend Update, which I'm excited about. I'm like, well, I'm excited. So I watched Che do a couple jokes, and then he does the thing where he's like, and now I'd like to introduce our newest cast member, our young people correspondent, Pete Davidson. And Pete's got phenomenal stand-up jokes. And he comes out, and Pete fucking murdered on his first Weekend Update. And I'm sitting there watching it with hot sweat drying on my forehead. And Pete had a roommate at the time named Derek, who's a comic, black dude in New York. He's a comic. And Pete's killing. I'm watching, and Derek is walking up and down the Stand going, he's the next Eddie Murphy. He's the next Eddie Murphy. I'm just fucking standing there watching
it's
this.
Still escalating.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my dad going to come back from the dead and be like, I'm proud of him, not you. It was wild.
He is the GOAT. Yeah. He is the GOAT.
Ain't nobody funnier than this man. And you're just like, ah, fuck.
It's an emotionally violent. I bombed horribly following Sam Kinison at midnight when at the Comedy Store, the original room with no MC in between, and just dead silent. I mean, just death.
What does Sam bring in? Sam goes, all right, this next young man.
I go, what's up? What's up? And then I saw a little painting lights up. I looked over, it had been lit up. And so, it took me a couple months to get over that. I thought SNL was out of there.
You remember every bomb. You remember every bomb so accurately that you're just like,
it can turn so fast.
You would have done better if they saw you. They saw me and Rob Schneider at the maybe Catch Rising Star, but we didn't do that well. But Dennis Miller was saying they're just going to look at the writing, so that you don't even have to do well, and they just want to see kind of what you're thinking, and if it's a little weird or a little something. And they didn't have one of me. They had Dana, but they were like, I was brought as a writer and Schneider, and they didn't have anyone who looked like Schneider, so he got on a little quicker. And then Sandler was unique, and Farley was very unique. So I'm just saying that when I walked off stage, I was kind of like, tough. There's probably 25 people in that crowd that night. Probably 10 SNL, 12 SNL, 12.
Oh, gee. So they were like about half of it.
Yeah, like comes in, like they come in into a crowd that's not that full, and then you see like you hear, and it's like Jim Downey and and then all these people that are and some cast members. I think anyone's invited because I remember being there and Marcy Klein going, they're doing auditions if you guys want to stop by, or like how horrible to see us all come in and watch. And like,
I just said it, dude. If I would have walked in there and just Kristen Wiig would have been staring at me,
I know, like what's this fucking chump got?
Just not even blinking. just,
oh God, are you mad at me?
I was there for Louis. I watched Louis.
Oh, at Caroline's, right?
Yeah. Dana, your boy, Louis.
My head writer, Louis.
Yeah.
From the Dana Carvey show, my head writer. What?
Okay,
Dude, the Dana Carvey show. Let me tell you right now, that affected me, Dana.
It did me too.
Yeah, but as a little boy that was your biggest fan, when they took off the Dana Carvey show, That was a bad Monday for everyone in my class.
I know. We had
Hearing-
Murderers Row, boy.
You guys
Carell,
had the-
Colbert.
Fuck, you guys had the fucking best.
Yeah.
That documentary was phenomenal. It really was like, it's funny because I would tell people about the Dana Carvey show sketches, and they would treat me like I was crazy. Like people that, it was like a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like I was misremembering something. Where I would do the nauseous waiter was always one that I'd be like,
oh yeah, that was the killer. That was Colbert and Carell.
and when you guys would pay for stuff and drive away, your bad pranks.
I remember
Stupid
they still
pranksters.
show those. They show those,
Yeah.
Dan, on Instagram now.
Thought I was going to lose Steve. I mean, he was so committed and flipping out in that car, and the veins were popping out of his head. I said, between texts, I said, we'll flip out, but I mean, it's okay.
God, chill out, dude. Yeah.
But when it's just getting the lens on people. Like it was just Colbert and Carell, just two guys. We nicknamed the two Steves, and then as they emerge and they go on, you go, oh, it was Steve Carell, and So I would, if I was your manager or agent, I would still float you around for SNL.
I don't know. I think
I mean,
probably,
just put it out
They'd have
there.
to come
I think
find you at this point.
I
They'd
think
have to
they
say,
could
"Hey, come on."
use your versatility and your impressions, your take on things. I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
I don't think
Well,
there's any. Phil Hartman got on at 38 or 39.
I mean, that audition, you want to see the perfect
yeah.
audition. The guy, first off, just comes out, does the private eye, the perfect private eye voice.
Chick Hazard.
Chick Hazard, yeah. I was dancing cheek to cheek with a bar, and it's like it's perfect. And then his impressions are in fucking German. He does his
Oh, wow.
impressions in German as the best German impressionist.
A
which is like-
legend at the Groundlings already.
Yeah, I gotta
look him
and
Oh,
didn't
dude,
really
I
even
didn't see
want to
that.
do the show.
It's funny.
Yeah.
He talks. He does like an infomercial voice where he's like, "It's the stun gun, the incredible stun gun," and he does the 3 different rays, and he goes, "Look, there's Bonnie Bernstein," and he like hits him with one, and you hear people in the back laugh, like you hear him
shit.
break everyone there. They go like, "Ah, it's good," because he's just doing the impression and then breaks to go like,
He would.
"Bonnie Bernstein, you're frozen." It was
He
great.
would always be called in for the voiceover. It's Happy Fun Ball.
Oh, it's the best. I mean,
Happy Fun Ball is a top 10 commercial.
When we did church chat, David and I, the past fall, Phil, they still use Phil's
Oh yeah,
voice.
people applauded at
It's a little
that.
emotional.
Yeah.
Now it's time for
For
church
church
chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's you have a wide skill set. I mean, you're in the Phil Hartman
oh, man,
territory
that's
as far as
unbelievable.
what I can tell.
You look like a
You know?
carpenter, and they bring you up like that. This next guy looks like a
Yeah.
carpenter.
This guy's
Yeah.
can't fix stuff, but he can do voices.
Yeah.
So that's it.
He's gonna
That's
fix
his
your funny
trade.
bone. That's what you should say. Oh, before we
Yeah, man.
or let you go, I got to ask a quick question about. Well, you did say you're from Arizona. You went to Dirtbags to drink, maybe that bar, and you were in. What did you do in Drunk Parents?
Oh, I had a scene with Alec Baldwin in a diner. I did I mean, this was pretty awesome. Number one, when I went in to audition, it was just like, a regular old audition. And then Dirty Work's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dirty Work.
It's like,
I love it.
it's
Bob
like,
Saget or no?
Didn't Fred co-write Dirty Work?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
that's
he did.
why. So I walk in
Oh.
and Fred Wolf is sitting there and I
Mhm.
go, "Oh shit, Fred Wolf." Like I walk in and that was my first reaction. I go,
Mhm.
"You're Fred Wolf." And he goes, you know him. He's like,
Oh,
"Yeah."
yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Dan.
Yeah, you do.
And I go,
Yeah,
uh,
you
No, Norm, Norm wrote a lot of that
That's
stuff.
really
but I was-
funny. You're really good. You're not
Yeah.
so good.
but he
Yeah.
goes, "Yeah." And I go, "I was just quoting Dirty Work the other day, or Chevy Chase's line where he goes, the worst part of these bookies is they break your legs and they still expect you to pay you the money." And he goes, "Yeah, that." And then I auditioned and it went like, all right, or whatever. And then I left. And then Fred came out and he was like, "Hey, there's another role. Could you read for it? If I gave you like 15, 20 minutes, could you like learn the sides and come in and do this other role?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I just did it and I came back in and it was the role that I ended up getting, which was Rusty, who's a guy who sells catalytic converters or is like trying to recruit Alec Baldwin to steal
Right.
catalytic converters. And so that was like, we just filmed in this diner up in the Bronx for like a morning. But the thing I'll always remember is I went through a really tough breakup, like right then.
Mhm.
Like a girl just absolutely crushed me. And then I had to go film with Alec Baldwin.
Ah.
And the night before I filmed, I was at the stand again and I saw Judah Friedlander and I was like, hey, I'm going to see your buddy, Alec Baldwin. And Judah was like, tell him you're a stand-up comedian. He loves stand-up comedians. And I was like, awesome. So we're in the makeup trailer and he comes in and I introduce myself and I was like, hey, my name's Dan. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm playing Rusty or whatever. And Judah Friedlander, I saw him last night. He says hello. And he did the tell the world champion I say hello. And then he like sat down in his makeup chair. And throughout the, he's like, he like kind of directed his own scene where he was like, no, put the camera right there. No, put the camera right there. And then he like, and then like, I'm across a diner just like watching Alec Baldwin. I mean, 30 Rock is my favorite television show of all time.
Yeah.
I'm watching Jack Donaghy just fucking rip it in front of me.
Yeah.
And he is Jack Donaghy. Like, I know he isn't, but he is in my head.
Of course. Yeah.
He's like, Lemon, that's not how that goes. But he, so we're filming and then we break to move stuff around and to get my coverage. And he's talking to me and we're like eating this plate of fries. And I'm like, yeah, I went through a really bad breakup this weekend. And he just talked me through it. He was like, what happened? And I like tell him, and he's like, and he was like, I just remember I go, we were so hot and heavy before Christmas. And then she went away and it kind of changed. And Alec Baldwin dips a fry and he goes, someone got in her ear. And then he eats the fry.
Yeah, that sounds like Alec.
And then we're like talking. And then at this one point he goes, I went through a tough breakup in 2000. And I went, yeah, Kim Basinger. And
Kim Basinger.
Yeah, he went, yeah, it was a tough breakup. And then he was just giving me this like, it was really sweet. He was just giving me this like advice. And it was awesome.
He loves to talk about stuff, everything, anything. He would love.
He likes to be funny, and
he's very curious. He'd be like, "What happened?"
But it just broke me when he dipped the fry and he went, "Someone got here." And you're like,
"He's funny, dude."
Yeah, dude.
I want I want you to do a couple impressions for us. First of all, Front Desk Energy, that is your podcast. Did I get that right?
Oh,
or
no, it's called Soder.
byline?
It's just called Soder.
It's just called Soder and the
Soder
episode.
Pod.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just my last name. I'm
Soder
not creative.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Front Desk Energy was the name of the episode with Shane.
Yeah. Shane it was actually the day after. What's funny about that was the day after Shane hosted SNL the first time. And I've, you talk about like you on the Dana Carvey show, obviously helping Carell and Colbert and all those and Louis and stuff.
Bill Cott.
Yeah. Shane used to be my opener. I saw Shane in Pennsylvania and I was like in Philly and I was like, you should come on the road with me. And then me and a couple other friends got him to move up to New York. And so that's why it's awesome now that I'm going to go open for him at an arena. Yeah. And you're like, well, it looks like this investment paid off. You're like,
well, let's try to get a tour together where you do headline. It's called Secret Headliner, and Pete Davidson and Shane open.
And you know who also? Tim Dillon used to feature for me, and Nick Mullen. Yeah, Nick Mullen.
My God.
By the way, I remember a show where Tim Dillon buried me so bad that halfway through my set, I was like, in my head, you have that comic thought where you go, should I ask them if they want me to bring Tim back out? Because it was like,
oh, he's too good.
Yeah, it was at the Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington on like a show, and Tim just murdered for like 25 minutes, and then I went out there and I was like, well, I mean, what am I gonna fucking do?
It's hard to do. That's a
what the fuck am I gonna do? But Shane was like that. Shane would kill, and you'd just be like, fuck.
I know. Don't get a opener that's that good.
Guys, just get kind of a nice, sweet opener. It doesn't do anything like you. Kind of mellow. I mean,
but this was like, I was still in that like, you need to be the best you can be. You both are absolutely right. Get a guy that's good, but not gonna fucking make you go crazy.
Yeah. Or a woman, somebody just different. So you self-produced, right? You did a Comedy Central special, and then a Netflix. You did 30-minute the stand-ups, and then which I think is cool. People are doing it, and Shane did it on YouTube, right? That's called On the Road. Did I get that
was
right?
recent. So I did HBO. I did an HBO hour in 2019, which was like, I think I feel lucky. I think I was one of the last people to do a real HBO special.
Yeah.
Like an actual on HBO. It like debuted full hour. It was the best experience of my life. Especially talking about your guys' HBO specials. Dana, I got to perform at Palace of the Fine Arts last month. I headlined. And I kept thinking about it. Yeah,
1,000 seats.
Yeah, as a Niner fan, you know, because my dad's from the Bay, I just kept wanting to go fucking 49ers. You say that and they go crazy.
Oh God, yes.
But I did the HBO special, and then HBO, you know, I think kind of fell off. And Netflix I have a good relationship with, but I was just on the road so much. My agent was like, you should just record your hour right now, because I didn't have any plans to. And I think that's what the difference of the business is now. Now you can just take a guy that can give you a 4-camera shoot. You can do it on the fly and just put it on YouTube. And it got, you know, I think we're at like close to 3 million.
Yeah, 3 million.
It's like, it was just like a thing where it was like, this is exactly what I needed at this time of my career. I was jokingly calling it like a mixtape, like just putting out a mixtape and being like,
it is
here's
like
what
that.
here's what I'm doing on the road right now. Come and see me on the road. And it really helped. You know, I'm about to kick off a theater tour, the Golden Retriever of Comedy tour. It's my first theater tour, and I'm like excited. And I think the YouTube special really helped that. You know,
so you've made the leap to theaters.
Yeah, I'm making the leap in the fall. I'm still doing clubs through the summer, but then I've done a couple theaters. You know, in certain cities like in San Francisco and San Diego at the Balboa, and it was like, you know, I think it's a slow roll. I'm not, you know, I'm friends with Nate and Shane and Tim, and I see these guys go from being like, I did a Funny Bone, then I'm doing Taj Mahal. And it's like I'm like very slow and steady, very slow.
Well, it is just, it's adding up now. All the specials and all the podcasts.
It catches up.
You're on a lot of podcasts.
They give you a good review, and then you go back to city. It's the same thing. It's just building.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the slow route is very slow.
Yeah, no, this will kick
well,
it in.
You're still you're brand new. Trust me, you got a long way to go. You know, I mean, Louis. A lot of people, Sebastian. It was around early 40s when they really took off.
Yeah, that's, you know, I say this. I said this to my manager, and they're like, "Oh, Jesus!" But it is the truth. White dudes hit their superpowers in stand up in their 40s because stuff starts hurting, and you stop caring less about being cool. And I think there's this kind of thing of like, you're comfortable. Like I feel more comfortable doing stand-up than I've ever felt.
Yeah, you want to have that next level of confidence. Like, you know, get out of my way. Yeah, you ain't ever wait till they get a load of you.
Wait till they get a load of
wait till they get a load of Dan.
Yeah.
Just real quickly, because we've never had anyone do these on this show. Just a quick Chappelle and a quick Cat Williams.
Well, Cat Williams is reactionary. I don't even think it's that good, but
because you just go high with it.
It's just I can't even.
But I love Cat Williams so much, and hearing you do it makes me happy.
The funniest shit that he said on Shannon Sharp that no one talks about is when he goes,
Chris Tucker used to hang out with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson used to call him Christmas.
And he goes,
would you ever let another man call you Christmas?
and Shannon Sharp goes, no, I wouldn't. No, I do not believe I would.
Skip, bailiff.
I ain't gonna say that, but my Chappelle Chappelle's my favorite comedian of all time. Like I've like probably paid to see him live before I started doing stand up. I would like a deadhead. I would follow him around. And then COVID hit. This is the reason. This is what I talk about on stage. But when COVID hit, they shut down all the comedy clubs in New York. We couldn't go inside. That was like the big thing. And then the Stand was like, we're doing inside comedy. We're going to do some inside shows. And every comic in New York was like fighting to be like, please let me go inside. I want to do a regular set.
Yeah.
And the day of the show, I get a text from Patrick the Booker, and he goes, hey, the next 3 nights are canceled. Chappelle is just going to do shows. And so then I walk into the Stand one night, bitter, sure,
bitter,
angry. I want to go inside. And then I'm watching Dave, my favorite comic of all time, just do a 5-hour set where he was just staring at his cigarette. And so I started making fun of it, like he's just talking about like white people sports. You know, he's like, a lot of people don't know this, but Mark Messier was drafted by the Edmonton Oilers, and he played with Wayne Gretzky, but no one gave Mark Messier the credit for it. He's like,
Oh man,
or I would also do
I
like,
love it.
a lot of people don't know this, but the black man made up a lot of lawn games for white people. Croquet was invented by a black man named Jamal Croquet, and he never got to play his game. That's always the fun one.
A lot of people don't know this. Is a very
a lot
very
of people don't know he never got to play his game, and you just stare at your cigarette.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, he
the
does.
tone.
He'll take 12 minutes to light the cigarette. Everyone's just going, what's going on?
And then he lights it and he goes, I don't know if you guys ever saw the show Punky Brewster, but she lived with a man that was 3 times her age. That man was a pedophile.
Funny.
I can't believe it. I said, Punky, that man is a pedophile.
God, that's great.
Oh my God, that is one of the best impressions I've heard in a long time. I mean, when he did the Comedy Store, he kind of did a quick end run. I was the first time I felt the confidence went to this whole other level, and it was like 15 minutes of not any, and the audience was almost afraid of him.
Yeah.
It was such a level of calm and confident. And then those kind of rhythms, it's just,
he's just so, I got to watch him at the Cellar, before he did Radio City. In fact, it was me, Schultz, Joe List, and Mark Norman all sat at a table and watched Chappelle do like 2 hours. And his improv is just funnier than anything I could ever write. There was a guy in the front row, and Chappelle was smoking, and he goes, where you coming in from, man? And the guy went, where do they cane people? Is that Singapore? Yeah, it's Singapore. He goes, I'm coming in from Singapore. He goes, oh, that's crazy. When you landed, did you take all the gum and go, I'm going to eat all the gum right now? And he like did this like chewing motion that I think it just made me laugh so hard. He's just so quick and funny. He's just the best. Yeah. So
who's the second best?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go, and who would round out your top 5? Well, it's funny because I mean, Spade, your let's go to the clip thing is like one of my favorite things.
I just did it to you.
I know. That's why if that wasn't a fake, that was, you really got me. My fiance and I, that's one of our favorite bits is just to break the tension and go, let's go to the clip. It's just so
that is one of his.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Spade, you made me laugh the hardest on SNL 50 when they were doing the Mulaney thing, and then they go, and Pete goes, and then Mulaney goes, "Where's Spade?" And it's just doing the thing, and you go, "Yeah, I got the beat." That made me laugh. That is
I know all the writers said the same thing because I talked to the producer about David's little moment.
Yeah,
and everybody who's kind of in comedy, it said so much.
Yeah,
because the Broadway show thing was so energetic. And what was the exact thing you said though? What was
I got a feel for it.
And that's the name of your special. So
I just named my special that because it was the day I got home, and I go, "Hey, that's funny. I'll just call it that."
I got a feel for it.
Yeah. It was just perfectly Spade. The way you were talking to someone else, and you went, "Yeah, I got a feel for it." It made me laugh
because it was like a 12-minute Broadway show. It was like, this is more about the singing anyway.
I'm glad this podcast didn't turn into me complimenting you two, because it almost is what it became, because I'm such a massive fan. Like, Dana, I don't think you understand you saying I do a good Chappelle. That's like that's going to fuel me for years to come.
It's unreal. I'll add to that. That's unreal.
Well, because it's not just the rhythm; it's also some texture in the tone of the voice, and then it's the phrasing. So the 3 things are sort of perfect. So it's like, don't anyone else try to do Chappelle if anyone wants to try. Just that's been kind of checked off.
But your Biden was something that I thought. I mean,
I'm not kidding around here.
I was so mad. I was so mad they put you in late for that. I was so mad that I felt like the last 2020 to 2025 should have been you as Biden. I don't know if you wanted to do that, but like when I saw you do it, I was like mad that it hadn't happened before.
They'd asked me before, but I felt like I'd done it on Colbert just real quickly. And I felt like the audience in New York wasn't ready for it because of thinking it would make Trump happy. So, but when he whispered and yelled is when it became a 3-dimensional. I write the bill because I want to write bills. I can write bills faster than he's ever better. Bed Bath and Beyond. Then I knew I had an energetic impression, but I was happy to land it when I did. You know?
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. And two fan questions that I'm going to kill myself because I don't know if I'll ever see you guys again. I have to ask
you. Can take the hit.
David, hey, that was my first question. Did your dad get mad about those jokes on Take the Hit?
My real dad, Pee Wee.
Yeah.
No, he had no say in it. I would tell him,
I know, but
I said if I have to get, he goes, he didn't love it. You know, there was one I did about my stepdad.
15-inch cup and 15-inch.
Oh yeah, 16.
Nate and I would laugh at that on the road for fucking hours. And I always wondered, because I've done jokes about my mom, and I've always wondered if your dad was like, "Hey, that's not how that."
No,
went.
he at that point, I was sort of helping him out. I'm like, listen, there's a few jokes, but you don't worry about it. He's by no means any dad of the year. So I said, I have to get something out of this. And then my stepdad shockingly didn't like one when I said about my mom when I was saying, oh, I don't know what it was, but it was something sort of dirty. And I was like, you're right. Because you don't really think of that. You're just trying to think what's the funniest thing you can think of.
Yeah.
And someone steps in and says, I can't hear that anymore. And I was like, oh shit, I just thought you'd be so excited that you were in a joke.
I had an ex-girlfriend whose parents were from the Bronx, and I was at their house having dinner one night, and I was telling her your joke, the Brad Pitt joke. Where you're doing your grandma and you go, where's my little David? Who's that kid? I want to fuck that kid.
I'd fuck that dude. You know him? Why don't you drag him around the house? I'm like, Mom.
You go, I can teach him a couple lessons.
I'll fucking get in there. Fucking gnaw on his balls. Like,
but I remember my ex-girlfriend's mom, I love that joke, obviously. Yeah. And she goes, that's not funny.
It's not.
She goes, you don't talk about someone's grandmother like that. And I go, it was about his grandmother.
It's my fictitious grandma and my lie of a joke. Everyone's like, I still see things that go, David Spade went to school with Brad Pitt. I go, I did. I go, oh, and that joke I did.
It's so funny. The fictitious lie of a joke that I told.
I mean, I remember Brad Pitt when I saw him right after that. He goes, oh, where's grandma? I go, what do you mean? I go, oh, right. I just did that joke. Again, it's like I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Fuck! That makes me.
It's just a classic term.
Yeah, it's just such a fun.
Davy.
Who's that kid? I want to fuck that kid.
Oh, good change up. Yeah.
But and then Dana, the question that I've wanted to know since 1994, since it came
an hour
out,
ago.
Why did you guys take the Ross Perot stuff in Critics' Choice and put it during the credits? Because it was so funny. Because it was Ross Perot talking about movies, where he goes, if you pay $5.99 to see a retard on a bench, you're a retard. Get on a bench. And then you did Waterworld. This man drinks his own urine. Yummy, yummy. And it was all during the credits of your special.
For Critics' Choice, I forgot about that. I don't know why.
Did you do it in character? Did you have the makeup and stuff? Or
no, I was just doing them. Can I finish one time? Can I come in on the one? Can I come in on the one? You're not listening. Can I finish one time? Can I finish one time? Yeah, that was what a gift to have a guy like that walk onto the scene.
That.
You know,
that was unbelievable.
No, I love that.
It was that, and character. I always quote your. I feel a temper tantrum coming on. When you do the adopting an old man.
A 2-year-old is like a 100-year-old man with needs,
goes,
you know.
Where do you think you're going all dressed fancy?
Yeah.
I feel a temper tantrum coming on.
Now buy me a toy. That's not Megator. That's Mega T. You can tell because the index finger's crook slightly different. Megator, Mega T. Now buy me a toy. Or I think I feel a tantrum coming on. It's coming back.
Awesome. And the one where you go, sit your ass down. We're watching Pooh Bear. And then you shuffle up and come back and you go, it's a good one too. Piglet gets lost.
Well, you're my new best friend because I know you people who appreciate the weirdest, driest throwaway lines are like in a frequency. You're like, oh, I love this. You know, so I get it. You hope people notice the weird, dry throwaway lines, but when they it's very satisfying.
The best stuff.
Yeah. I would probably say both of your guys is the thing that makes me love both of your guys' comedy so much is that it's the texture, it's like the layers, it's like, I think like Spade, everything I've ever watched of yours, it's there's all this like duality of like top asshole and then this underlying belief, and I love that. I love watching like a guy that's a smart asshole, and you're like in a fun way, in a way that like, man, sometimes, dude, I know you'll never remember this, David, but there was a comedy musical in New York City called Ha, and Kevin Farley was in it with like a bunch of stand-up comedians, and one of my friends was in it, and he got me and my roommate who's a comic to go see him. Big J Okerson was in it.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, you guys should come see it. We're doing this thing with Kevin Farley and a couple other comics. And so we go to the matinee on the Upper West Side because it's in the afternoon, and me and my roommate sit down, and you and Dave Attell sit behind us, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life because you were in like full Spade mode.
Oh no, was I commenting on it?
But so quietly, but to the point that me and Vecchione were fucking dying. And then you were doing it, and it encouraged Attell to do it. So it like ramped up, because there was a part where you're like, they're like breaking down stand-up comedy, and they go, and now here comes the tough female chick, and you just hear Spade go, and it made me laugh. And then Kevin Farley was doing a thing where he goes, and then a heroin addicted Jew named Lenny Bruce shows up, and Attell goes, easy. And it was like, dude, we walked out, and I was like, that was like one of the best afternoons of my life.
God,
I got to watch.
I do remember that now, because that was, I think, his wife was directing that player.
Yeah. That was his wife Michelle was directing that, and so it was so fun.
I love that you saw that thing. Good job. We should have hung out then.
Yeah, well, dude, hearing you and Attell talk about it.
All right, go out and see Dan Soder
on
the road playing theaters. I think we'll have you back when you make the leap. When you make the leap to your first arena, just come back.
That's so funny. I'm just going to be outside your guys' house going, guys, it didn't happen, but I can still do it. Guys, remember Chappelle? What if Dave Chappelle came inside
I'll do it.
I'm playing a shed. I'm playing a shed at Boston U. They got a shed.
They got a good shed. They're serving soda out the back of it. So just let me in? Can you please let me in? It's so cold out here, guys.
All right, Dan, we'll talk soon, buddy.
Thank you for hanging out with you, and hope to see you around.
See you guys. Thanks so much.
See you, bud. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all this stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.
December 5th. That's a Friday, Vancouver, Canada. I'm going to be there. It's close to sold out, but we're at the Vogue Theater. Saturday, December 6th, Eugene, Oregon. I know it's the Big Ten Championship. I hope your Oregon Ducks are doing great. Off chance they're not, or the game's earlier in the day, why don't you come to the McDonald Theater in Eugene, Oregon. December 13th, Royal Oak, Michigan, Royal Oak Theater. I'm coming back, baby. I'm very excited. It's the last show of the year. We're going to have a hell of a time. December 13th, Royal Oak, Michigan. DanSoder.com for tickets. Don't futz around with those other websites. Go to DanSoder.com. Get your tickets from there, and I'll see you in Royal Oak.
It's a true story.
Because did you start in San Francisco?
I started in Boston.
You started in Boston and then moved to San Francisco.
Yeah.
We just start recording, by the way.
Okay.
We don't do like a fancy intro.
That's smart. I just remember one day driving from LA to San Francisco, and it was a cloudless sky until I got to 19th Avenue. And then just boom, fog. John Carpenter.
What's the name of the fog? Carl? They have a name for it.
Oh, I don't know the name.
In the Bay Area, if you could look it up, I think we've talked about this before. I think the fog's name is Carl. And you go, oh yeah, it's
Carl. Why is it Carl?
They have a reason for it, but it's so funny that the Bay Area is like, that's like similar to like in Minnesota where it snows so much. They go, we just know you won't see your car until June.
They had to build. I mean, that's the thing about Minnesota, that they built tunnels between buildings.
Yes, because they know, and that also shows you. I'm fascinated when humans live in places that it's clear we shouldn't live. I went to college at the University of Arizona, and after like a week there, you go, without the invention of air conditioning, this doesn't work.
Who stopped here and stayed?
Who was the guy that went, keep going? And they went, you're going to die. And he goes, am I?
Yeah.
And his name was Robert Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
How do we, who said this is good right here?
Even with like Minnesota and shit, you're hitting snow drifts that are like 15 feet and you're going like, and that's fine.
I don't know how they survive. I literally don't know how they survive. Like those first winters in Minnesota, I just like don't get it.
But to your thing about seasons is you grew up in Massachusetts. I grew up in Colorado. I think that's like how normal people are regulated.
Sure.
Where it's like you go through the anger of the summer, then you get the crisp, the heat of like, why are you doing? You've forgotten me, God. You're burning me in this hell.
Oh, you took it right to God.
Yeah, right to it. As all things, bring it right to God. Listen, if he's the boss, I don't need red tape. I'm not talking to a cardinal.
You want to talk to the management?
Yeah. If you want to know my theological perspective is that I am agnostic because of the lack of red tape. Sure. I go, if there is a God, I want to talk to the man. I don't want to talk to 5 people that maybe can talk to the manager.
The layers.
Yeah, the Pope.
The bureaucracy.
The Pope is just the general manager. He doesn't get to make any decisions.
He's literally a district manager.
He's a district manager. Where if you get him, you go, it's impressive I got the district manager. But I would like to speak to the boss.
He can't okay anything on his own. It's all going to go upstairs.
It's all Latin for my hands are tied. It's all like he's like my hands are tied. I don't know. This is just how we do things here.
You know, it's so funny. I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, it was, by the way, hilarious in Perfectly Normal.
Thanks.
Go watch. I should tell you this because comics don't do this enough. Your special was recommended to me by Louis Katz, number one.
Oh, that's nice.
And Dan St. Germain.
Oh, that's nice.
Dan St. Germain is like Dana Gould right now. And then I put it on and I was like, immediately wrote back like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Because there's so many albums and there's so many things that I feel that there's this overwhelming thing that now we need to go back to record store mentality of my friend who has good taste said I should try this.
Sure.
I put it on. I liked it. But Perfectly Normal fucking rips.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's on YouTube. Thanks, watch it. Dana Gould. Watch Dana Gould.
Still alive.
Still fucking. You thought he had gone full Dr. Zayas?
Nope.
He's out of the makeup. He's fucking you in your ass with jokes. Yeah.
I said, I make my living the old-fashioned way. Yeah. I get a monkey mask. I fly around the country.
I want prosthetics.
But it's so funny.
Growing up Catholic
and all that stuff. I'm as Catholic as the table. But the most spiritual thing that happened to me, like honestly, I'm not like joking around, was the Mr. Rogers documentary.
Oh my God. Which you bring up, which is really funny. Great callback. I don't want to ruin it. But
it was just like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like he is like, however he was made.
Well, you bring it up in the special, and it's just a good point, which is he's our last good guy.
Yeah,
that didn't fuck anybody.
Yes,
doesn't even have to be kids.
We don't know how he did it.
You find out that they fucked other people, and you go, come on.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know how he did it.
Can you be nice and not a cum gas station, just pumping people full of your jizz? Like, can you just do
like a mortar gun of semen?
Just firing off loads into people and ruining your legacy. But there is this
like
thing
a Death Star cannon.
For some reason in my subreddit algorithm feed, what comes up is, I'm not even a giant Sam Kinison fan, but this Sam Kinison subreddit comes up, and they post these very interesting old clips, and I'm a sucker for comedy history.
Sure, okay.
I will watch anything, old interview with Lorne Michaels, an old interview with Sam Kinison. I just kind of like to see how their brains work and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's around the time...
Sam's brain worked on cocaine.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's like, well, I think he just had a race car, but cocaine was the gas that made that car go.
I think that's well put. I worked with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was this interesting scene right after the Tammy Faye Baker thing happened. And he's talking about Jim Baker. Now, here's what you have to understand about me and my fiance, Katie, also from Massachusetts, from the great Commonwealth. we love to go on religious channels and when we get high and we watch there's like on Verizon cable in New York, you can get like super Christian networks. There's a Jewish one, there's a couple Christian ones, but Jim Bakker still does a show.
God bless
and
him.
he's just a skeleton and other people are doing the lifting.
Yeah, he's like the Frankie Valli of evangelical.
That's exactly it. Where he's like, he's like, God wants to give me money. But it's like this short documentary about Kinnison, and he's mocking Tammy Faye Bakker,
right?
Saying like, "Yeah, I would switch her out." And he's like doing these jokes, but then he has a serious interview, and they go, "You know, this upsets you?" And he's like, "Well, I was raised by a preacher, and I was a preacher."
He was,
and he's like, "My father, we lived at the church because he didn't take donations," and that is what struck me about the Mr. Rogers thing. It was like, oh, there's preachers that were just like, no, I need to preach the word of God because it's what I'm supposed to do, and it's out of the goodness of my heart. And now you have all these Joel Osteens and all the kind that are going like, well, they're just doing it to get rich.
Yeah, my mother taught me how to shoplift when I was a kid. So we would save grocery money, and then she could send it to Oral Roberts.
Great university that didn't even
and
believe.
His brother Anal Roberts.
I was just gonna, that's great. The joke I was gonna make is the only college where you're not allowed to give cunnilingus or blowjobs is called Oral Roberts. If you have a name like Oral Roberts, you better be sucking and fucking like it's your job. You better have a mouth or ass or pussy filled with jizz at all times. Oral Roberts? That sounds like a nickname that sounds like when I used to watch on public access the roller derby.
Just sounded like they're reading off the job assignments at the bathhouse.
Oral
Roberts, Anal, Phillips.
Hand jobs, McMahon. But it always like Oral Roberts sounds like a name on like a roller derby team where they go like, that's Trixie Duss and Oral Roberts. Watch her send him around on the fucking, like watch her go over the side on the roller
And
skate.
they all have that hair, that 70s haircut. I mean, it's
all just like they all hard pack their jizz until it's the center of their decision.
Spackle.
Yeah. It just backs up. It's black mold for their brain.
White mold.
White mold. Yeah. Well, some would say it's almost a liquidy mother of pearl.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's amazing. And I get and again, I grew up, my mom was
saying my mom was raised Irish Catholic, but my mom was she got married after college and then divorced, so they discommunicated her.
Oh, well, no, my mother was not. My mom is I'm from Massachusetts. My mom was from the South, and my mom was evangelical Christian.
Okay.
And she was super like praying with the TV, hands on the TV screen, praying with the TV.
Yeah, grabbing snakes.
Yeah, the whole
Speaking
thing.
in tongues.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to get kids in religion, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Handle some snakes.
Yep.
Make up your own language.
Yeah, exactly.
She's fucking, you were babbling like a baby 5 years ago.
What's the snake? Give me the snake religion.
Take the good stuff. Leave the bad stuff. Bring the snakes and the babble.
Snakes.
But so when your mom, Catholicism to her is light reading.
So it was always that money and it was so insane. And
the fact that she taught you to steal so she could give money to a guy that said he was talking to God.
And had a helicopter.
And who had a helicopter and also was telling you not to steal. Like the cycle on that of you going, I need you to steal, baby. Oral Roberts needs $5.
Yeah.
And then he's going, if you steal, you will burn.
Yeah.
Give me that $5.
It's amazing. No, it's like you can't make it up.
Yeah,
it's
you can't.
so it's so.
I've been.
But there was the thing about Mr. Rogers. He didn't want your money.
Yeah. Who's PBS? By the way, he went and argued with. That's a great clip online you can watch where he goes to talk,
senator.
And the senator goes like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Like by the end of it, he goes, "Yeah, well, Mr. Rogers, you just confirmed that I'm going to give this money."
Yeah. They attack him in that documentary. He's attacked by this conservative commentator because he says that every child is special.
Yeah.
And they believe that is the beginning of the downfall of culture. And basically, what he's just saying is like kids need to know that they deserve to be loved.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing.
a lot of the problems we have right now is because people can't look inward and go, I deserve love. And like you start losing things when you lose that. You lose accountability. You lose sense of self.
Empathy is not. Empathy is not a weakness. I hate to quote Morrissey.
Yeah, do it. We're gonna cry. We're gonna just do full Smith songs.
But this is like, it's easy to laugh. It's easy to hate. It takes guts to be gentle and kind. That's and it's true. And it's hard. I get. A lot of Christian conservative commentary, conservatism in general, offers simple solutions to complex problems.
Great.
I get the appeal.
Yeah.
And it's always that guy.
Yeah.
It's never you.
Well,
it's that guy.
One of my favorite elements of stand-up comedy that I always loved were when jokes are, what about for his perspective? And then it's like the funniest thing is to think like when we did the bonfire, Big J and I did a whole thing about what if the cop would have helped Rambo? What if instead of driving him out, he invited him over for dinner and they talked about the Vietnam War? Then you're not getting your whole town wrecked by a Green Beret.
Brian Denny, he played my dad on a pilot, and he was.
That's awesome.
That cop was pretty close to reality. Like Brian was one of these guys you could go in his dressing room and he's just sitting there under a bare light bulb reading like the biography of Stalin, like a warm cup of water and a potato.
Cigarettes are for pussies. If you want to smoke, you smoke a cigar.
Why'd you take the lamp off the light? It's harsher this way.
Yeah, the light lets me know it's here.
But he made me look like a great actor because I just had to be there. Let him terrify me.
Being around great actors is the closest you'll ever get to like playing basketball with NBA players.
Yeah.
Where you go, so you can do all of it, and I just have to give it to you. You just give it to me, and I bounce it a couple times, and I give it right to you, and then you'll dunk.
I just stand there and react to you, and I look just as good.
And this is unbelievable.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, and you are flying through the air.
Yes, exactly.
Dunking this thing, and I go like, I gave it to him.
Yeah.
Brian Dennehy in that movie, but that is like the whole point of like one of my favorite things.
What if he just helped him?
What if he helped them? Like in stand-up, it's like that was my favorite thing when I would watch it, when they would play it all the time on Comedy Central, everywhere, late 80s, 90s comedy boom. It was on TV all the time. And I always loved that as a kid because I wasn't hearing that anywhere else.
Right.
I wasn't hearing, empathy. You would hear empathy as like, what are they? It was, honestly, it felt a little gay.
Sure.
They're like, oh, I'm going to feel for you. I want you to feel for this. And comedy was the first thing you go, it's actually kind of funny if you think about it from their perspective. And you go, hey, that is. That's really funny. And I love that. It's even the joke that you had that I love in Perfectly Normal is when you're talking about being when you go out to eat with vegetarians and you said that you eat steak and the guy goes, do you like that they kill the cow? You go, I love my brother, but I don't watch my parents fuck. Because that's a perspective you don't think about.
Yeah.
And that's, again, it's
you
just
don't have to drag everything back to the point that it's awful.
Exactly.
The other thing I like to do sometimes is to make the point by strenuously to argue their point by making their point too well.
Yes. Were you overanalyzing it to the point where you go like...
Yeah, because I find, like, when you go on the road and you need to do bits, sometimes you need to inoculate the audience a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mention any politicians by name or anything like that, but I talk about, like, well, my brother or my uncle, and you point to somebody in your family that has that opinion, and that is because really talking about his brother.
That's always been what politics before this current thing where they make so much money off rage baiting.
And that's all. It's just
money.
Somebody said, "Gosh, I wish I knew who I was talking to 2 days ago." Conflict entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's rage baiting.
Yeah,
it's rage baiting.
I can't even go on. Yeah, I can't even look online for like 2 minutes, and it.
It's also, if you want to take it further, it's the same as like a lot of what these pharmaceuticals do, where it's, we're going to treat the problem, we're not going to cure the problem. So we'll give you an argument that you can take into the world, but we're not going to fix the problem.
Right.
We're not going to show you that maybe you're both wrong. You know what I mean? It's
sure.
I was always interested in the fact of the thing, especially because I grew up with like the kind of guys I grew up with where you go, oh, you're like all these guys are like, you're showing emotion. Oh, you're sad for that. Oh, that's so fuck. Oh, you're dancing. What are you, gay or whatever? And it's like, well, I think trying to impress other men might be gayer. I think dancing with my wife might be fun, and I'm actually having a time with a woman, or showing my emotions to a woman is probably opening intimacy. I think if I stop doing that because I'm worried about what a guy that works on a farm in Indiana thinks, that sounds like I want to fuck the guy that works on the farm in Indiana.
Goldthwait and I have very similar upbringings.
Yeah.
But
he's Massachusetts as well, right?
He's upstate New York.
Okay.
But it's just middle of Massachusetts, upstate New York, same thing.
Yeah, New England.
Gun racks, camo hoodies.
Yeah.
Both of us were thought to be gay by our parents and older siblings because we did not want to go hunting.
There you go.
Both of it. And as Bob says, this Bob's joke goes like, hey, you're the one getting up at 6 a.m. to huddle together in the woods in matching outfits.
That's it's perfect. And you know what's funny is I did the opposite. Like I always revered the guys that were like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm a people pleaser. So I always was like, I'll go along with it. And then I wasn't good at it. And then you feel 10 times worse because they go, you're gay if you don't do this, but you're even worse if you do it and you suck. Now you're a loser and you're like, I can't fucking win.
Yeah.
And the winning is going, I don't fucking do that.
And it's all, here's the thing. It's all fear of change.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Fear of change.
And by the way,
and
I'll tell you right now, I've been horrible with fear of change.
Of course, as have I.
Because it's hard as shit.
Yeah, and
it's also scary. It's also
there's a great line about John Entwistle, the bassist for The Who.
Yeah.
Once said, like in an interview, I don't get rap, I don't like rap.
Yeah.
And Pete Townsend said, it's not our job to like it, it's our job to get out of the way.
Yeah. That's the perfect way of putting it.
And that's just and if I don't understand something, I don't I was talking about my brother. Like my brother does not like trans people.
Yeah. Well,
never met one.
I have a theory about this.
He's never met one. I don't like it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, so I've solved your problem.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
It's not in your face.
You don't have to deal with it.
This is the problem with the internet, though. It's the way society used to work was if it was in your face, it was a problem and you dealt with it. And a lot of the times it was in your face. So it's like the way when you live in New York City, the age-old joke is you can't be racist because you'd be too tired. Because it is true. Like everyone's made that joke stand-up wise. But it is like I lived in Astoria, which was Greek, but I also had a huge Muslim. I lived next to a mosque for 15 years. So I'd watch their kids or whatever. I had a joke in my HBO special about being stoned and my window slammed by accident and a Muslim woman was with her kid. And I was like, great, now they think I'm anti-Islamic. I'm I hate them. And in reality, it was just that my fucking window was stuck.
Slammed shut,
It was a shitty apartment in Queens. And it was like stuck. But it's like when you're not, I have friends that are from Colorado that are sweethearts. They're like genuinely good people.
Sure.
And I was with them recently with my friend's wife, who's a sweetheart. And there was a woman in a hijab, and she was like, uh-oh. And you're like, well, I don't think you're Islamophobic. I just don't think you've been around
people
Muslims.
in a jail. Yeah, exactly.
You've just never been around Muslims, so you're like, all you see is what Fox News or CNN or what all these rage baiters feed you.
Yeah,
and you're like, you don't know them.
Here's something I don't like: cat puke.
Yeah,
and I have 3 daughters and a wife. They all have a cat. I went from 0 cats to 4 cats in a month.
Yeah,
and every morning I'm the first guy up.
Sure.
Between my bedroom and the coffee maker, there's going to be a puddle of cat puke.
Phil,
it's just the nature of cats.
The way they do it.
Right. Exactly. But you know what I do when I see it? I get a Lysol wipe that I now buy in bulk. I wipe it up. I put it in the garbage. I then don't get on Facebook and log into my cat puke update awareness group, photograph it, file it, cross-reference it, post about it.
They don't want to fix the problem.
Yeah.
They're there to
there's money in the problem.
You can go to your subreddit and then someone's making money off you going cat puke and they go, I heard they're going to make you eat cat puke.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard if they get the fucking government going, you got to eat cat puke. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Also, people get mad when you say that, but it could be the truth where you go, it doesn't affect me. I don't care.
Also, 9 times out of 10, like threads of things, freedom-loving mom isn't real.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just software.
Yeah.
That's engagement, getting you engagement.
They're very good at marketing. Has reached a level now where I think us in society, we're hip to how they market now, where you go, oh, they put that drink in the movie because that drink gave the movie money.
Right.
So we all know that now.
Yeah.
We're in the 80s or 90s. We had no idea.
Yeah.
You're like, Pepsi. I like Pepsi.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's in Back to the Future too, and you're like, they got Pepsi in the future. And you have no idea that they're giving Miramax or whoever.
This is the most egregious one, and I just remember it.
I barely know how to tie my shoes. I'm not going to tell you how to run a business, okay? If you're starting a business, I want you to know I think that's scarier than doing stand-up comedy or speaking in front of a large group of people, is operating a small business. That makes my pee hole snap shut every time I think about it, and I get filled with anxiety. But if you're starting a small business, you better use Square. What's Square? Well, sometimes you'll buy something at a fair and see that little square thing they put on the phone so you can swipe your credit card, and you're like, oh, that's cool. That's Square. But it does more than that. It's not just a thing that takes credit card payments. It's behind the scenes of a lot of businesses you already love, whether you're selling smoothies, cutting hair, whatever it is. This isn't just a point of sale. Square includes hardware that works in person and on the go, software for managing staff, marketing, and customer insights, and banking tools like Square Checking to get paid instantly. So there's no contracts, no hidden fees, no complicated installs, just tools that accept every major payment method, tap, chip, Apple Pay, online, lets you see sales and inventory in real time across every channel, and helps you access your earnings immediately with Square Banking. If you're starting a business or running one that deserves better tools, Square, you can tell when I'm like starting to read, and I apologize about that because I do think if you're running a business, you should use this. But then when I have, like the nitty gritty, it's obvious my reading voice. But if you are starting a business or running one that deserves better tools, Square helps you sell, manage, and grow without slowing down. Right now, you can get up to $200 off Square hardware at square.com/go/Soder. That's SQUARE.com/GO/Soder. Run your business smarter with Square. Get started today. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know me, I'm a fan of therapy. I think everyone should talk to somebody. I don't think a lot of people can fix themselves. And the few that can, I think, are probably licensed therapists. But I do think you should help yourself by talking to somebody. And this December, I don't know, just start it now. Why wait till the new year? Start making it a new tradition now of going to talk to someone. So that by the way, your holidays will be a lot easier. Because you're like, oh, I'm not crazy. Some of my family sucks. And there you go. And then you have someone that helped you. You get like a cosign that your family might stink, and they've been making you think that you stink. Regardless, go to betterhelp.com/Soder. And this December, we're starting a new tradition in taking care of you. Our listeners get 10% off if you go to betterhelp.com/Soder. That's betterhelp.com/Soder.
Because it was so egregious. In Moonraker,
yeah. Shout out James Bond.
A building collapses.
Sure.
But a 7-Up cooler is sacrosanct.
There you go.
Right in the center of the
he's
frame.
like, if you ever get a tummy ache. I don't know if that's Roger Moore or Connery, but he's like, if you get a tummy ache, always have a 7-Up.
I'd like a 7-Up and a raspberry Tyson.
Smuck her around a little bit. When that clip of Connery came out, you're like, damn, he was just popping women in the mouth.
One of my favorite Bond movies is Diamonds Are Forever because it's when he starts to look like your dad. You couldn't look like that in an action movie now. He comes out with this gun.
He's like, I'm going to stop it. And you're like, you're not even going to mow the lawn, you fat fuck.
Excuse me, darling. Are you finished with those potatoes?
But I think marketing now has gotten so good. If you don't eat your vegetables, we won't go to the ball. But I think marketing now has to evolve because we've caught up to knowing product placement, knowing all that shit. So now they're on a different level where they're throwing problems and they're like, come over here, we'll fix it. And you think it's a societal problem, but really they're just marketing it.
And I do think, I don't know where it goes, but
Apocalypse.
Maybe. I mean, the everyone's furious because we're fed conflict because it engages you, and it's hopefully
that's why
we evolve past it.
I don't know if I think what will happen is there will be an answer the way that your generation to your parents went, smoking in hospitals isn't smart. And they went, that sounds gay. And then they were like,
smoking during delivery is probably not advisable.
On an airplane, it's just a tube. Maybe you don't smoke.
Do you remember when you could smoke on a plane?
Yeah, I flew very young. My parents got divorced when I was very young, and I'd fly alone from Denver to San Francisco on United.
Shit.
And I remember there being a smoking section.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I think it was first class. Like you could smoke in first class and then they'd like hit a thing.
Yeah, I remember the back of the plane also, and it would just open that curtain. It was just like this, like London in the 1800s.
I remember looking in the ashtray in the arm and seeing butts.
And you still see the ashtrays on the back of the bathroom doors sometimes.
Yeah, because they would just be like, you could smoke on a plane.
Just
so
a different time.
I think we're at the level where your daughters, or like my niece, she's 2 years old, she'll go, oh, well, social media is horrible for the human brain. And we're going to go, what? We're doing it all the time. And they go, well, it really fucked you guys up. And you're like, oh, yeah, it really did. I mean, the amount of people going crazy right now tells me we're going to have to do something.
And with AI, it will get worse.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but we missed the rapture today. That was supposed to happen. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this, but we weren't raptured. It would be
weird if Blondie died today.
Yes. If Blondie died today, you go, did she rap? Did she rap into the rapture? That's one of my favorite things. No matter how divided this country is when the religious nuts do either the Mayan calendar, 2012, the rapture, because then what it does for the rest of us is we go, look at these fucking...
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, we're in a very tense time right now, especially after the Charlie Kirk with the Kimmel stuff, all this very tense stuff. Everyone's very tense. And then there's a group going, the rapture's on Tuesday, and everyone goes, shut the fuck up.
You wish.
Shut the fuck up. I used to play Pop Warner football. I was horrible at football. My football team was horrible. We lost 116-0 one game. We would get crushed.
Sure.
Week in and week out, my mom would bring her and her boyfriend would bring a thermos pitcher of rum and Coke. And they would watch us get...
God bless them.
Abs, because we could walk to the park. We'd just get blown out. One time we're losing 42-0 at halftime. And I was like, come on. Everyone's very bummed out. And I go, come on, guys. If they can score that much, we can score that much. And someone goes, shut the fuck up, Soder. And I felt like one of those rapture people in that moment where I brought the team together through my stupidity of going like, I'm a leader. There's a clip online of a kid getting barked down like that, and I identify with that kid. And he's like, come on, guys. And someone goes, shut up. And he goes, yeah. It's just like, sometimes we need the real stupid people to say some stupid shit so the rest of us collectively go, I know shit's hot out there right
but
now,
it's
but
not
what the fuck is
it's not
this?
that bad.
Like people making videos where they're going, this is my last video. Oh, one woman that I saw, my favorite video I saw where she was like, here's a little tip. Like she's done it before. She goes, here's my little tip. Keep looking up. Don't look down. And don't hold on to anything. You're like, people that blow my mind are people that act, number one, afterlife specialists. You were there for 5 seconds. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I died on the operating table. Now it's my whole personality. I go and I give these lectures. Here's the 5 people you meet in heaven. Right. Shut the fuck up. Your brain was off. It got rebooted.
It was like I went to heaven. It's all ghosts. It's terrifying.
And it's hot. It's humid. It's like an indoor pool.
And it's all the sheets. We all wear sheets. They don't breathe.
And you want to take them off.
Yes.
And let me tell you this.
Hot.
God is rude. Like just saying like stuff where you go.
By the way, I'm going to say this right now. For this Halloween, I want to see a return of the sheet ghost.
Sheet ghosts.
I haven't seen a lot of sheet ghosts.
Cut the eyes out.
I would like to see some sheet ghosts.
Or put the black on.
People in the South, I know you have sheets with eye holes in them.
Bring them out. Smooth out the top.
Smooth out the top.
Round the top. And then have it.
This is my favorite thing, if I may.
Yeah.
I've said this on stage, so I'm cheating.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it came as a feeling first, and then I brought it to the stage, and now it's still my feeling.
Sure.
When you see an old photo of a Klansman in the full outfit,
Yes.
and he's with a horse.
Yeah.
And the horse is also in the outfit.
Love it.
I love that there was a lot of measuring involved.
Yeah. They had to have a tailor.
Yeah. 23 inches
It's-
nose to ear.
It's the same as like Michelle Wolf used to have a fantastic joke about ISIS that someone made the flag. Like someone had to be like, it was their Betsy Ross.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Brilliant.
hold on, I got it.
Yeah.
And they go, let it out.
Yeah.
Let it out, girlfriend.
Yeah,
It is.
I love that.
I love any sort of, it's like the Nazis. They were like, they picked Hugo Boss.
Oh, yeah.
They
No,
were
they,
like,
yeah.
we need to look.
Yeah.
We need to look sharp as shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, great. Adolf loves Hugo.
Yeah.
It is. It is. There always is this gay element of evil that James Bond villains did very well.
Very, very well.
They always did the very like, I don't know.
That
Mr.
Nehru,
Bond.
they worked that Nehru jacket like nobody's
You
business.
loved it. And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say this to you because you have been instrumental in like
Several
shows like
murders.
Several murders. And we have the families here. No, but like you worked on The Simpsons.
I did.
Which I think is rad. I think that's like one of the coolest credits of all time.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
And you worked on The Simpsons in the era of like, it wasn't like Simpsons now. I love them. I still think The Simpsons are magical, but I think they should have been put out.
It's cyclical. I think The Simpsons is always best when you were at your peak of watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But this brings up something else that does that, which is SNL.
Yeah.
And you gave a speech at 2014 Just for Laughs
Yes.
that I recommend to
Were you
comedians.
there, or did you watch it?
It's transcribed.
Oh, gosh.
It's transcribed on a website. And I tell people, stand-up comics, young stand-up comics, a lot of my friends,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe comics not young might not be the right word. Comics that aren't doing great,
Sure.
but are working,
Yeah.
I give them that speech.
Yeah. You're doing it now. Is the print of
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is you talk about auditioning for SNL, the plane ride back, how good your set went, how you're like, I'm gonna fucking get it, and then you don't get it. And as I went through the same thing in 2014, where I screen tested, didn't get it, and it's weird to explain to people the spin out that you feel because you get close and then you don't get it, and then you feel worse than if you would have never auditioned.
100%. Yeah. It's worse that you get close.
You get close and you go, great. I go to the Olympics, but I'm not even on the podium.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this on that speech, but it's true. So like I auditioned with two other guys and we're flying back.
You did talk about
Well, I
that.
did. So, and I'm looking at the other two guys on the plane thinking, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, you'll have your turn.
Yeah.
This is all about me.
Yeah.
So years later, I'm married. My wife is an executive. She goes to New York, has dinner with Chris Rock for some reason, comes back and says, you know that story you tell about auditioning for Saturday Night Live? And I said, yeah. She goes, it's true. What do you mean? She goes, I had dinner with Chris Rock. He told the same exact
You go,
story.
I'm your husband. Why did you think I lied
But it was
about
like,
that?
do you think I've been lying at every party we've been at for
Like,
10
You
years?
think this is just a lie that I'm like, hey, baby, play along, it's kayfabe.
Exactly. That's
This
what
was
do you
Chris
think
Rock.
of me? What do you think of me?
I have that feeling with childhood friends when they are with me and someone like Colin Quinn goes, Dan, they go, you know Colin Quinn? And I go,
Yeah.
I've told you this. I've told you I know Dave Attell.
Have you ever had something happen to you and then you ask yourself, did I dream that or
Yeah.
was that real?
Yeah, I had, there was a couple moments like that working on Billions where I would be in the room with someone and I'd be like, did that really happen? Did I really
Yeah.
talk to the guy that shorted Enron?
Right.
Or-
Yeah.
And just in a casual conversation?
Yeah.
Because you tell it to someone and you go, I would think I was making this up.
Yeah, sure.
Like if you told me that, I'd be like, oh yeah, that sound made up.
There was one, and I had to have this confirmed by somebody. There was a cable access show out here in the early 90s called Colin's Sleazy Friends.
Love it.
There was a 2020 video store on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City.
Mm-hmm.
The video guy was managed by this guy, Colin Malone.
Okay.
And he was around like Bob and David and me and Janine and Kathy Griffin, that
Sure.
social group. He was
Yeah.
around. I think our friend Laura Milligan or our friend Jerry
Which, by the
Fidelli-
way, is like insane because that's like a lot of people. If you're a comedy nerd,
Yeah, it was definitely for
how
comedy nerds.
casually you're talking about one of the all-time crews. We're talking pre-show, Miss Bob Odenkirk,
Yeah,
David
just
Cross,
around there, yeah.
Janine Garofalo, one of my all-time crushes, who still, when I see her in New York, I get weird because Janine Garofalo
funny.
is the reason that I like. She was my number one. Her and Sarah Silverman were like two of my biggest crushes.
I've known Janine since she went to Brown, and
when she was Daria.
She was Daria, and
Yeah, when she
everybody
was
loved.
Daria.
Everybody loved. Everyone always loved Janine.
But I remember like your group specifically were this is so funny because you were coming of age when I was like 10 years old and figuring out that I loved comedy.
Sure.
So then it's like one of those things where you dive in and you go like, oh, you don't know David Cross. Oh, you found out about Patton Oswalt because of his HBO half hour.
It's like the way we were with SCTV.
Yes.
Because we weren't the huge people.
No.
It was the niche weirdos
but
that we
you
liked.
guys were, in a sense, the beginning of alternative comedy.
Oh,
you
here
guys
in
were-
LA
you
for
guys
sure.
weren't-
In LA for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't the club sleeves up. I'm gonna do Sylvester Stallone getting a colonic.
No,
you guys were like talking about shit where you're going like, oh shit.
It was me, Janine, and Colin
Yeah, that's nuts.
at a bookstore on Beverly Boulevard called Big and Tall Books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
and there was
insane.
one other guy, but it was basically me, Janine, and Colin. But anyway.
Sorry to nerd out.
No, it's fine.
That's like my
And
comedy
it was
nerd
one of those
autism,
things where
Where I go, I know all the players you're talking about, and I'm very excited about all
it
of
was
them.
one of those things where everybody had the same idea at the same time, and if it wasn't me, it would have been somebody else.
Yeah, it was very similar to how the Creek in the Cave was for me. It was like all of us were coming up at the Creek in the Cave,
or
and doing
Nirvana,
weird shit.
or Nirvana and Soundgarden, all coming up
Seattle
at the same
scene out of Sub Pop Records.
It's the same thing. So Colin's Sleazy Friends, and Colin was around, and Colin had this Cable Access show where he would, because he was really in the porn world, and he would have, and one day, just apropos, sidebar, the old, one thing the internet has deprived people of is the first time you're of age to walk through the western doors into the porn section.
You ain't got a 6-shooter, but
And
you got
those-
something that can shoot 6 bullets.
And those doors go, shame, shame.
And the first time you go through and it bumps you on the way back, and you go, I should get out of here.
I get out of here.
But my God, your heart's in your throat.
I'm standing there. Guy comes out of the porn section to the Twin Towers. This was back when we still had the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
9 video stacks of porn. Taxis Jeff Conaway.
Oh my God.
He was getting ready to make the scene in an apartment.
Holy shit.
So Colin had this show where you would go on the show and he would interview basically comedians, musicians, and porn stars.
Great.
This happened. I've had this confirmed.
Okay.
I am sitting on a beanbag chair next to Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah, the ace of spades himself.
Ron Jeremy is sitting next to Colin, and a woman is sitting on Ron Jeremy's lap, filleting a dildo.
Okay.
I turn to Lemmy and say, casually, I've had this dream before, but there was a hobbit in it. And he said, without blinking, there weren't beanbag chairs in Middle Earth.
What a fun, by the way,
and I was like, I had to go like, did I dream that? And my friend Ken Daly was with me. He goes, no, I was there. That absolutely happened. I was like, okay, I think that was, good for Lemmy. Yeah, Lemmy.
He's like, there were no beanbag chairs in the Middle Earth.
Exactly.
Is that with a mole?
Yeah.
Is this actually she's blowing up dildo? That's a butt plug. And you go, oh man, that is. There's something that happened to comedy.
I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, that is a nap dream. That's so funny to say that. He goes, there were no beanbags in Middle Earth. But it's getting those cold months, which means foods. Oh, the foods get good this time of year. But you might be busy with the holidays, with work and all this stuff, that you're like, I don't even have time to make food or meals or an entire meal of food. But if you want variety, you want it easy, Factor Meals. Choose from a wide selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices, salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. And for the first time, try Asian-inspired meals. Bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. Travel the Far East with your palate. But there's more choices and better nutrition. That's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Soder50 off. I know it's a mouthful, but you get some savings. and use Soder50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. That's Soder50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Something that I think comics lost in the podcast boom and the comedy boom since like 2008, since everything blew up, was how much closer to porn stars we are than we act like.
Oh, yeah. Comics are just porn stars without the dignity.
It really is. They can perform. We can't. Like, they do something way harder, which is stay hard on front of a camera. Versus us.
Crunches.
They in calisthenics.
Yeah. They're going to be healthy.
They live healthy and eat right. But it's
we're all carnies.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, we're all carnies.
And that's the thing that I always love is like, because my generation now is a little bit older. We're in our 40s, and we're so used to the comedy boom since 2008 that we go, we're truth. You get a lot of guys like, we're truth tellers. And you're like, we are carnival barkers.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
We are the bearded lady.
We are in the evolutionary ladder, evolutionary chain of show business where like opera stars and ballet stars are at the front. We are right in front of the guy that puts the condom on the donkey.
Yes. And even him, he probably has a better 5 minutes than a lot of people I know. I would listen to a podcast of him talking about donkey cum before half the podcasts that get millions of views.
Is Donkey Cum Town still on?
Donkey Cum Town would be Nick Mullen and the guy that did that ran donkey shows. By the way, I think that would be the only thing Nick would want to do now. If I talked to Nick, he'd be like, can you actually sign that up?
I always thought it was funny that they were like, Cum Town? Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Well, I'll tell you, because this is my comedy history that I can share with you. Nick was featuring for me in Boston at Laugh Boston, and we were driving back to New York. I remember this conversation exactly. We're driving back, and he's like, I'm going to start a podcast with Adam and Stav. And I was like, oh, yeah? And he goes, yeah, the only reason I want to do it is I want to make the logo look like cum. And that's it. That was the only bit that he wanted.
That's all he had.
He just wanted to make the logo look like cum. And then, so when I found out they were calling it Cum Town, I went, well, that's a little on the nose, don't you think? But he was like...
Bob Rafelson, who directed 5 Easy Pieces and produced the TV show The Monkees, among other things, the first Monkees movie that they produced is called Head. That's the name of the movie. And the reason it's called Head is because they wanted their next movie to say, from the producers that gave you head.
That's great. That's great. That's just fun. That's just fun, and they should let us do stuff like that. Yeah. HBO fought me so hard in 2019 because I wanted to call my special Butt Munch. And they were like,
I could see them not doing it.
But
Who was arguing with you? I know all those people.
Yeah. They were like, absolutely. They were being nice, but they were being very diplomatic and like, well, is there anything else he's excited about?
Please tell me who it was.
But they kept trying to be diplomatic about it. And they were
like, I
don't
know if you want to go there.
I don't know if you want to call it. And then I was getting mad about it. And Brian Six and I were sitting in the helium.
What about Mutt Bunch?
That's what I thought. I thought Mutt Bunch.
Right.
And then I thought, no, because in the joke, I had a thing where I said when kids were little, they'd go, butt munch. And then I grow up and I go, oh, I do eat ass. So I am a butt munch. Mm-hmm. But they were like, no. And then I got mad at them and I was like, either we're going to call it butt munch or I'm going to call it Dan Soder, Columbine 2, the Electric Shootaloo. And they were like, no. They were like, I tried to give them a red herring, and they were like, Shootaloo. And they were like, absolutely not. And that was my manager at the time went, come on, dude. Like, give me something else. And I was like, fine, whatever. Call it after the fucking Edinburgh show. I don't give a shit.
Electric Shootaloo.
Columbine 2, Electric Shootaloo. And I said the poster would be me and Shane, like Eric and Tim, with the fucking Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold with the fucking.
I just saw Tim in that movie, Him.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's very good in it.
Did you like it?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
I like.
We're talking about the new Marlon Wayans movie where they take.
Marlon's great in it.
I've heard that.
He's
I've heard
really
he's the
good
best part.
I've
heard visually it's great.
I love horror movies. I'm a big.
I get scared.
I don't get scared ever.
I get very scared.
I felt that it got away from them. I went to see it with my kid at the drive-in.
I got very excited because they marketed it from the mind of Jordan Peele.
Yeah,
But he's
sure.
a producer.
Yeah.
He didn't direct or write it. And
Right.
it's like kind of like, oh,
Really from,
well, it's
from the
not-
production deal of Jordan Peele.
Yeah, it's like in comic books where they go like, Superman's going to be in this issue, and then he stops to go, talk to my friend this, and you go,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Or when I was a kid, Superman would come in and sell you a Hostess fruit pie.
Yeah,
the
at
back
end.
page.
And you go, this is why he's sticking around?
Hulk loved cherry pie.
Hulk, calm down. Bruce don't like cherry pie. Hulk do.
It was one of the funniest little weird cartoon. I've never seen a cartoon in the New Yorker that I've laughed at, except maybe for this one. And it's at a psychiatrist's office, and he's lying on the couch, and the psychiatrist goes, "We know Hulk smash. The question is why Hulk smash."
It's very fun. That is very fun. And yeah, that's like an angle of a thing of like, oh yeah, Bruce Banner would probably be in therapy.
Yeah.
And you don't have
Oh,
empathy.
yeah.
You don't have empathy with like superheroes.
Lois Lane would be dead
Yeah.
after fucking Clark Kent.
Yeah, Mallrats made that.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith perfectly nailed that in Mallrats, where I believe it's Jay and Silent Bob are talking about that.
Yeah.
And he says it would go through her back like a shotgun blast, like if he came at her. I think that's what Jay says. He said it would be like a 12 gauge through her back, which is like perfect. She couldn't handle it. That was one of the things that I loved when I first read Garth Ennis's The Boys before the television show.
Right.
When I first read The Boys, the thing that made me go like, oh, was they were going, soups can't fuck humans. They'll
Right.
kill them. And
Yeah.
then they had the full book of them on the island where they have like the hedonism thing.
Right.
Where they fuck and they like just send hookers for the Flash to fuck and
Right.
kill. And you're like, that is how
That was how it would be.
that's always what I've liked about Garth Ennis, is that he does this thing where he takes a real thing that has never been in comic books before.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did Punisher Born, which is just a single issue Punisher, but it's the best Punisher because it's not Punisher going, the mafia killed my family.
Right.
Now I gotta punish them. It's not like that on the nose. He does a whole thing where Frank Castle is in Vietnam and he's on this hill and the Viet Cong are swarming him. And he says like, you get me out of this, God, and I will be your instrument of punishment. And then that's how you get it where you go, oh yeah, this is like, that would be a war vet. It's why I liked Rambo.
Right.
It's 'cause you go,
yeah.
a war vet would snap.
Well, that was the thing that drove me crazy in the Tim Burton Batman when they made Joe Chill the Joker.
Yeah.
Because
he wasn't. He's just a gangster.
right, and it changed it from young. By the way, this conversation is the leading cause of vaginal dryness.
Oh, don't worry. Our
yeah.
ladies clocked out well
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Where their lady are running to get like 2 pieces of toast you find after
Yeah.
still on the plate
They
around dinner
subscribe-
time.
They subscribe to my Patreon where they sit on a subwoofer and I just go, oh.
Yeah, like somebody rubbing 2 croutons together.
Very rubbery vaginas right now.
What happened was it changed his Bruce Wayne's theory to this happened to me, it will never happen to another child.
Sure.
To I'm going to get revenges.
Yeah, revenge.
Yeah,
Batman isn't revenge.
Right, and it wasn't about revenge. It was like I'm not going to let this happen to any other child.
Yeah, and they don't, and that's like the thing about comic books that I always have loved. It's like it brings up nerd debate in a way where it's not. I think from the outside looking in, you go, "Holy shit, that's the nerdiest thing ever." But then if you get into it, you go, "These are actually like very good points
Sure.
that you're just arguing about."
I'm a big Star Trek guy. And the other day, my wife walked through the room while I was on the phone. I was texting somebody. And I was literally saying, that class of Enterprise did not have a holodeck.
Yeah, that's great. That's like when Katie will catch me talking about pro wrestling with like Saint Germain or something, and I'll go, listen, I think Eddie Guerrero does the triple German suplexes better than anybody, but you just have to give it to Chris Benoit was crisp in the ring. And she's just like, Jesus Christ. It's comic book nerdum and pro wrestling nerdum, dry up vaginas similar.
Yeah. But
Like
they're very
if you're all out of comic book nerdum, I recommend pro
but
wrestling nerdum.
I do like that they cross pollinate.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that going back to what you and Bobcat talk about how you had these families that wanted you to hunt and you just said no because you knew who you were. I found it incredibly like useful when I finally met pro wrestling fans that were like, I'm not afraid to talk about it. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
And you
that's funny.
go, oh, it is honestly, I know it's way different, but there has to be some similarity to like if you're a closeted gay and you see a gay
Sure.
man out and you go, I want to be like that.
Well, that's really interesting.
Which is just expressing who you are.
One of the things I started doing this year is because I do this Dr. Z thing.
Yeah.
I've been doing
Dr. Zayas Live, which look it up. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And good luck not thinking of the Simpsons song when they did the Planet of the Apes
which
musical,
by the way I had nothing to do with.
which is crazy. I know. But for a while, I think I thought of that.
Yeah, I know it's a pretty
Dr. Zayas.
pretty obvious connection, but no. But I'm doing conventions.
Sure.
These things called GalaxyCon.
Yeah.
And the people are great. It's so great. It's been just a beautiful experience. And we were in Utah, someplace.
Salt Lake City.
And it was it was first year there, and it was a costume contest, and basically every weirdo in Utah was in the same building.
They've been waiting on it.
Yeah, and I felt that like they so needed this.
Yeah.
And they were together, and they were furries and Star Trek people and cosplayers, and I kind of like I was Dr. Z doing a thing at the judging this costume competition, but I did a version of that stand-up special. It was like, when people call you weird, you say, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I have seen what passes for normal, and I don't care for it.
Yes.
And they went crazy. It was like, you need this.
Yeah,
there's strength in numbers.
People need the outlet. People need to be around, which is also like, it's funny because you want to talk about empathy, and a lot of times people don't empathize with a lot of the far right MAGA guys, which is in a way they found their Comic-Con.
Absolutely.
They found their red hat and they're like, bro, I love America. And they're like, I love America. And then they're like, fucking Eagles. And they're like, fucking Eagles. And it's like, and then you have all these people that aren't in it. If you're not in the MAGA movement, you go like, what the fuck? And you go, you guys are doing it again. You're doing the thing that you did to comic book nerds or wrestling fans or anybody, and gay people. And where you go like, hey
everybody
guys,
just wants to be a part of something.
Just let them be a part of it. And then the second that you don't give it credit is the second you give it more power. Because then they go, well, then I'm going to fucking really,
Right.
Like
that's really true. That's really true. That's really true. I never.
And no one gives them that credit because no one wants to do empathy.
Right.
Dude, I have family from the Bay Area. I have family from Colorado that's very conservative. As far as the political spectrum goes, I got everybody in my family. The one thing I've noticed is with like especially MAGA movements, not giving them that like, yeah, cool, whatever, man, and diffusing it is what makes it worse in any situation. Look at like
what makes it worse?
Like when you go like, shut the fuck up, you guys are crazy. Get the fuck out of here. You call them crazy and they go like, well then fuck you.
Right, but if you just go, whatever, like, because my family has the full spectrum in the sense that it has me and everyone else, and that's the full spectrum.
But that's almost weirder because not weirder. I would almost say that's even
better. But I get along with everybody.
But because you can like bring your perspective and go, well, if I like this is like,
yeah, it's just like it's literally. And I have a friend who says this. It's really true. He's a political consultant.
Sure.
A Republican political consultant who, in his words, got kicked out of the Republican Party for failing to renounce algebra.
Yeah. Which is, that's also a problem when you go, guys, we still need to learn the 3 R's.
We've gone from,
or 4.
I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
To I'm right, you're evil.
Yeah, you kids.
Yeah, and that's
I'm right, you kids.
Yeah, that's what we've got to.
It's so broken.
It's profitable. It's very profitable. That's the problem.
There's too much money.
But you got to let go of it.
Because the second you like sit with them and you go, oh, you're not like, I have family that like go to the rallies and shit, and then we hang out and it's never brought up. And you go, I would never even know. But it's almost like, imagine being like, this is always what interests me when we talk about Oral Roberts and stuff. You have all these Pentecostal preachers that are like, homosexuality, and they always get caught fucking dudes.
Yeah, always.
Because they don't let it out.
Yeah.
Just let out your nerd shit.
Yes.
Or let out whatever you're holding on to.
Yeah.
Dude, trust me, in the age of the internet, you will find somebody that is into your shit. And like, just fucking let it rip.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You see at these, you see a good deal of furries, and I don't get it.
No.
But I also
Skin on skin feels great. I can't imagine what mascot suit on mascot suit feels like.
the perfect example. But none of my business.
By the way,
None of my business.
I'll tell you right now.
God bless him.
If putting on a foxtail, if putting a butt
That
plug
does it
with a
for you?
foxtail on my butt made me rock hard,
Go.
welcome to my foxtail closet.
Yeah,
I
go.
would have a little fucking spin thing like a tie design
Yeah.
with different butt plugs with fox tails on it.
Oh, foxtail rag, oh, foxtail rag. Moves those
Here I come.
foxtails from side to side.
Put in my foxtail, gonna get fucked. But like, dude, to me, the thing is in the age of what we're in right now, there's something for everybody. So stop trying to act like yours is better than it.
Yeah, and just let
you
it.
just gotta go like the way that I'm into like wrestling or like even fucking stand up. Because I talk stand up. There's guys that are into stand up that aren't into stand up.
Sure.
So you start nerding out with them, and they're kind of like they're just like
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm trying to sell out like
Right.
theaters and arenas, and you
Right.
go, oh, I'm trying to talk early fucking,
Yeah.
you know, like
All those people are immensely more successful than I am.
this is the only business. This is
Yeah.
the only business where you go, I came to bake delicious cakes, and someone went, I'm going to change the world through marketing,
Yeah.
and then you
And
look
they
like you do
win.
the thing, and they do win because they're better at marketing.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
absolutely.
My whole thing is also fucking let them then. If that's what they want, this is the whole point of everything is like, if they're into marketing and they want to have like large groups listen to them
Yeah.
talk, good. We're not doing the same thing.
And I'm going to recommend a book
Yeah.
to you.
We always like to do book recommendations.
It's called Cults Like Us
Okay.
by Jane Borden,
Okay.
who lives right here in LA. She'd be a great guest. 'Cause
Yeah.
she takes it from the. Did you know that this country was started by a doomsday cult that we now refer to as the Pilgrims?
Yeah. It's crazy.
They were a
kicked out of
doomsday
England.
cult. Yeah. And she takes
They got
it
raptured.
all the way up. And what you realize is, and that's the beautiful thing about this book is, all these people are like, I love America. Like the thing that you love about America has never existed.
Yeah. It's just always been a thing where it's
It's
like,
always, we
in
have
movies
always
or-
been a shattered mirror
yeah.
that we try to get a good angle on ourselves.
Yeah.
And which is fine in the sense that it's aspirational. We haven't lost this thing that we had.
No.
And we are now bad and not good enough. We have to get it back. We have always been a three-legged circus dog with clown makeup on.
It's like-
and we're just trying to do a little bit better every day.
It reminds me of when you realize that your parents were once young
Yep.
and fucked and
Yep.
had you and didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then you go, no, they always were mom and dad, and
Yeah.
they always knew. Moms knew that I needed soup when I was sick. And you go, no, she was a 36-year-old lady going, fuck, I got to get my work done.
Smoking.
This fucking kid's throwing up all over.
Yeah.
But in my head, I go, well, mom isn't great anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, well, mom's 77 now.
Right.
She's different. She doesn't make dinner every night. It's all about perspective. Colin Quinn did an awesome New York story. It's a Netflix special, which if you haven't seen it, please watch it, where he basically goes through the history of New York through the immigrants that come.
Uh-huh.
So he starts with the Dutch,
Right.
then he does the Irish, the Italians, and then he does the Jews, the blacks, and he like talks about how each
And all of them were in the barrel.
all of them. They all, but he does this great thing in New York Story where he shows you where the New York attitude came from, which group. And he like talks about growing up, you know, like in Brooklyn with Italians, and he's like, oh, their family, their abuse is like an opera in the street.
Right.
And he like talks about it, and you go, yeah, this all makes sense. And I love shit like that when they
Yeah.
break it down.
Yeah.
And-
And it's all, everybody, it's always been crazy.
Everyone's trying. No one knows what they're doing, and
Right.
everyone's trying.
Yeah. And if,
Like even our Constitution, which I'm plugging all of Colin's shit, unconstitutional.
Yeah.
He said it best. He goes, those are drunks. They might as well have written our Constitution on a bar
Right.
napkin.
Right.
Because they were at the bar all the time.
well, there's a great meme. I wish I knew who wrote it. It was like the Bible, a 2,000-year-old book written by a group of men who didn't know where the sun went at night. Yeah, that'll have all the answers.
yeah. You know what's funny is I always think about this now that what's his name? Jimmy Swaggart just died. And I'm obsessed with these preachers that because
Yeah.
my obsession is they talk so confidently, like they talk to God and they don't know.
No, you've got to look up on YouTube Robert Tilton farting.
Done. Done.
And thank me later.
I will. I am absolutely going to reach out to you and be like, thank you. Because when Jimmy Swaggart, like I said, Katie and I get high and we watch these religious channels, and they do like Jimmy Swaggart live from the Congo in like 86.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a soccer stadium sold out with all these African people, and he's in a thick suit sweating going, Jesus will forgive you if you do this stuff. And I just want the ring cam of when he goes to heaven. And St. Peter's like, now, when did you talk to God?
Yeah, we've got some financial statements here.
Yeah.
It
says here you were billing them for us.
Yeah, my biggest fear when I die is that I have to stand in front of children who starved while I was alive and read them my eBay purchases.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, God, this one's really going to hurt.
Yeah.
Transformers coffee mug, 1986.
The original.
$79.99.
Bought the original Hot Wheels carrying case.
Yeah, me going like, I bought a DLC pack for WWE 2K25 for $29.99.
An apple would have fed my family for a week.
And it's just like a fly on the kid's eye, and you're like, yeah, but you get it. I wanted the attire that came in that pack.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know, man. The more internet we get and the more avenues of information we get, it all comes back to the same thing, which is that we're all full of shit.
Yes.
And that we're all figuring it out.
Yeah.
And that's always what I love versus like now the whole thing is there's a huge market of I know the answer and I'll tell you the answer. And I always think it's refreshing to know no one knows the answer.
No one knows the answer.
No one knows. And that's why always old people, when they're dead, they're like, or when they're dying. My grandma died last year at 97, and being around in that home a lot, what I saw were people that were ending the ride going like, oh fuck, I don't know where this goes. I've only been on this ride for 87 years. And you're like,
no, my dad is 95. And and he's no shit.
Yeah, they get to this point where they're like, I'm fucking scared.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm fucking scared. And you're like, that's crazy, because back in your 50s, you were pretty fucking confident.
It is interesting. You know, my dad and I spent a lot of time, a couple of years ago, I spent a lot of time with Mel Brooks.
I mean, one of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest of all time.
I mean, the reason I do comedy.
Yeah, worked with him for about a year on the thing. And when you're he was 92 at the time.
Yeah.
When you're that age, my dad and Mr. Brooks, when you're that age, someone you know dies every day.
Yeah, I had a joke on my
Every
Comedy
day.
Central hour about my grandma has the energy of a gang leader, because they're the only people who are like, hey, people get busted up in these streets. But my grandma would be like, yeah, we lost Nancy last week. And it's just like the same where they'd be like, hey, Big Took got took out. Shout out to you. We love you. It was like the same, like, and we're just playing gin rummy. And my grandma's like, oh yeah, Barb died. And you're like, I saw Barb at Thanksgiving. And she goes, yeah, showed up dead last week.
Yeah.
You discard? And you're like, there's like this calmness.
They just go.
But their own mortality is like it's like knocking on the door. And they're kind of like.
Yeah, my dad is not like this. Really, my dad is, it's actually too gothic and baroque, but
I like it.
His, I didn't even know how to tell this.
Yeah.
My mom's ashes are in an urn on the mantelpiece, and his go in next to them, and he just stares at it every day and watches old cowboy shows on Grit, and that's his life.
And then he just looks at his wife in it.
Yeah, and knowing that it's like. It's like I get the apartment B, and one day I'll go in there, and it's like having your casket in the living room.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we keep umbrellas in it now.
Do you want to sleep in your casket? And he goes, well, honestly.
Yeah, cut out the
if you think
middleman.
about it, listen, I'm just saying, would be a good idea if you're going to sleep there eternally.
Sure.
Maybe the last 2 years of your life, you sleep in the casket just to get the feel for it.
And what my dad does, he didn't really talk much, but he watches cowboy shows, and at the end of the show, he will say the name of the show. So if you're in the house, at the top of the hour, you'll just hear from upstairs, Rawhide! An hour later, Bonanza!
That's so funny. He's like, have gun will travel.
That's it. Yeah, and then he's watching.
And you go, oh, Dad's up.
Yeah, he's up.
Yeah, it was interesting watching my grandma kind of like, she lived by herself until she was 96. And then when she had to move away, she was kind of like, that took her out of it. And I talked to a doctor, and they said, you take them out of their house, and it spins them. She
Yeah.
got COVID and she was in the hospital. And when she got out, I said, so what do you think? Do we put her in a home? She's 96. And the doctor was like, no. He's like, what I've noticed is you put her back in her house. And by the way, she could still bop around and do everything.
Yeah. No, my mom had dementia and she was in a facility. My brother called it Heaven's Waiting Room.
Yeah, it is crazy. That's the feeling you get.
Yeah.
Where you just go in there and you go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was brutal. But
people open in the morning, you just hear again.
Oh my God.
Another day? What?
I talk about my grandma dying in my hour right now, but the line that I cut out is about that guy across her hall that I talked about when the nurse is telling me about movie night, and the guys across the hall going, I want to go home. Let me go home.
Oh, no.
And the nurse is talking to me and she goes, Tuesdays we do movies. And it's like bouncing right off her and she's just staying in it. And you're like, you're a fucking soldier. But it's like, you see people that old and you go, okay, well, if they don't have the answer, because I would feel better. I think it would be a little better if you were older and old people were like, oh, no. And I die and I go to heaven and this is what happens and fucking. Yeah. But instead you're like,
no, we don't know.
Might be dark. That's why I won't do DMT. I won't do DMT because people have said that it is, I like drugs and I love hallucinogenics, but DMT, people are like.
What is DMT?
DMT is you could smoke it and you could do other ways of doing it, but it is the chemical your brain releases when you die.
Oh.
And people have found a way to like smoke it or take it or whatever. And they all have this very.
Of course they have.
Of course they turned it into a vape. Yeah, that's where we're at.
They found the thing that chimps feel when they orgasm.
Exactly.
Of course.
I'll overdo it.
What's it called? Chimpgasm. Of course.
Chimp cum. But it is, and people have asked me, friends of mine have done DMT and they're like, hey, do you want to do DMT? And I said, the only reason I don't is on the off chance that there is nothing when we die, I don't want to do DMT and that's heaven.
That's it, yeah.
And I go, oh, well, I unwrap my Christmas presents before Christmas.
Well put,
And you're like, now I know what heaven is, and so this doesn't make it fun.
My fear with all of that, and I tell you, I have never done anything.
Really?
I have never done anything. I got drunk on beers in 1980. I threw up, and that was up. I'm good. I will occasionally have a beer if I'm eating something that it goes well with.
Like a bratwurst.
Or a fish and chips or a pizza, like something. But by and large, I've never done anything. I'm not sober, nor do I judge people that do. I just grew up surrounded by it, eyeball deep in everything. Then I went into comedy where I saw more drugs than the Eagles roadies.
You went into comedy when blow was.
I watched Sam Kinison do 4-inch lines of blow, throw up, and go on stage. It was like, there's nothing
I can't even
that's
have a Caesar salad before I go up.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
Like,
when he said, if you don't throw up, you're doing it wrong. And then he went on stage. It was very funny.
That is very funny. If you don't throw up, you're doing it wrong. Also, he was empty stomach on that much blow.
Yeah.
He was cloud nine.
He was.
That boy was humming.
He was humming. But my wife wants me to do some kind of mushrooms or something. I'm like, nah, I don't. I'm the only guy on earth whose wife thinks that they don't do enough drugs.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's like, come on, take it easy. You smoke a little too much weed.
Yeah. My wife's
like,
just, come on, let's just do this.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I am the opposite. I don't think I can go more than a day without a substance and not want to fight everybody.
I drink 40 cups of coffee a day. That's it.
I do. We do. We're going to get some coffee here in a second.
Yeah.
Oh, I love coffee.
Yeah.
You do
I do
drugs.
the David Lynch thing. I drink coffee and then I meditate.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
Never smoked a cigarette. I was on a TV show where I had to smoke a clove cigarette that looked like a real cigarette. That was it.
No, real cigarettes.
Where on the show I shot the guy that played Joe Chill in Batman Begins.
Oh, look at that. It all comes back around.
Yeah, which my dad thought, that was the greatest. What a shot. Like, I didn't really shoot him.
It was a fake gun, man.
Yeah, he was going to fall wherever the thing made the noise.
Rawhide.
But it was the only thing I've ever done. It was a show called Mob City. It was the only thing I've ever did. My dad thought was cool.
That's fucking awesome. You need one.
Yeah.
You always need one.
Yeah.
My mom thought Billions was really cool. My mom's very supportive. But
sure, of course.
But you need the one.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I mean, that was the Giamatti and Damian Lewis. Those guys were fucking the man.
I'm friends with somebody who's friends with Giamatti, and they say he's great, but he's also like a super nerd. Like, he loves Planet of the Apes. He loves all this stuff.
Dude, he shows up and you don't. I'm sure this happens a lot in LA, but it happens. I just know in New York where it doesn't register. Ethan Hawke walks by you and you just go like, that guy looked like Ethan Hawke. And then you
Yeah.
go, oh, like Paul Giamatti, you don't even realize, and you go, that's fucking Paul Giamatti.
Right.
Because he's just like a regular guy in like a Dolphins hat.
Right, yeah.
And then he's like sitting there, he's like, hey, Dan. And you're like, oh,
Yep.
you're one of the greatest actors ever.
And his dad,
Former
Art Giamatti.
commissioner.
the man who bounced Pete Rose.
Yep, of MLB, which I talked
Right.
to him about.
Yeah.
It took me a couple years before I was like, can we talk about your dad being commissioner? And he's like, absolutely.
And I think he's doing a movie about Art Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Paul is.
Yeah.
Which is that, again, like more obscure.
Yeah.
More obscure for me.
Yeah, dude, Paul's the fucking man.
Yeah.
You're the man. I appreciate you coming on, Dana. I've been
This
a fan
is so
of yours.
fun. This is so fun.
Yeah, you are hilarious. Your stand-up is so good.
Thank you.
You've always been so funny, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. That 2014 Just for Laughs thing really fucking...
Thank you very much.
It's brain ointment for
Thank
me
you.
and a lot of other comedians when you feel lost as fuck.
An easier talk to talk than walk to walk, but I try.
Yeah, but it is good. It's a good thing. And if you're a young comic and you're like struggling with it, go read Dana's speech because he does make the point that I think everyone knows. If you're doing comedy and you're a comic, you made it. You've made it.
Yeah, you've done
This
it.
is it. You've done it. And check out, go watch his special, Perfectly Normal, on YouTube and watch everything he does because Dana Gould's fucking hilarious.